found the underlying cause for could-be masculinity context culture.
Toxic masculinity, we've sort of heard this phrase popping up. The phrase has gained a lot of attention recently, especially with the Me Too movement.
It's showtime. They are my people. I am their sovereign. I love them.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Are you ready for this now?
Knock.
Stick around.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to Masculine Mondays. We're talking about the Raid Redemption here on week 9, and I had to fix a few things, so I apologize for the slightly late start here, but I appreciate everyone waiting. And is this the next theme song, Waylon? Judas Priest? Well, we'll see about that. But I can't do this alone, and I am joined by someone you saw in the intro video, Blue Collar Loser.
Dude, that picture, I need a new one. I'm way too sober in that picture, dude. I'm just like, I'm having a good time. Not yet.
Oh, yeah. And he's not in the intro video, but maybe in the next one he'll have to be in it, of course. We'll remove Leon's spot and have someone more manlier. Emperor Goodwin.
I believe your people are still talking to my people about the licensing rights for my image. That's it's a big thing right now. Yeah.
He's too big of a name for the intro.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then returning to the show is none other than Mr. Syfax.
Yo, what's going on?
Chilling.
Thanks for having me back, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so this is an interesting movie to talk about. I haven't seen it in a while, but from what I remember, of course, is that there's a lot of martial arts in it, and in order to convey the masculinity, and not so much talking about the bravado or macho-ness in the amount of kicking and fighting and stabbing and shooting, of course, that brings the violence to this movie. It's more so looking at the survival instincts and, how you can apply endurance and discipline and a bit of courage. And yes, this movie does have problems. This has issues that are very, very clear. And obviously, this isn't an American-made movie. So...
I mean, like that means anything. Have you seen American-made movies recently?
That's true, but like
it's Indonesian. It's
I mean,
they wanted to focus on a lot of the martial arts aspects, I feel like, and and that's totally fine because this is definitely one of those movies where you watch this purely for the combat.
You watch it for the fight scenes. The fight scenes are next level. Like you won't find it anywhere out here in America at all.
It's very Hong Kong cinema.
Oh, 100%.
That was a big promotion back in the day because everyone got so used to the whole wire work and even some CG, and everyone's like, no, this is grounded, this is gritty. Not the best story, but yes, it feels very, this is the old school, like Emperor Goodwin said, old school Hong Kong cinema.
Yeah.
I want to be on whatever cardio regime everyone is on because the fight for like 15 minutes and then I'm exhausted and then 5 minutes later fully recovered. Let's go again. We're all fine.
That's how men train.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real men have pure endurance that you can just do fight after fight after fight.
Do you not work like a regular construction job? Because that's how it is.
That's clearly how it is.
Yeah. But before we dive into it, we'll say hello to our masculine followers here. We got Rio was first, I believe. Evening. Hope you're well tonight. Yeah, had a bit of a crazy last few days. you know, I won't get into the nitty gritty, but you know, family.
Let's just say blue collar swallowed something. We had to take him to the hospital.
Pretty
it was
much.
very embarrassing.
Yeah. You know, we won't say what, but those are on the X-rays that we see here. But yeah, back to normal, catching up and whatnot. Waylon, how's it going, buddy? Howdy. I know. Yeah, I saw that you were here, so I had to make sure that we could start Straight Men Listen to Kickstart My Heart. You know, it was one of those songs when I first heard it as a teenager and thought, yeah, Motley Crue and you know, hair metal was awesome, which again, it was for a time. It's like a funny song now, I feel like.
I mean, it was like Judas Priest until everybody. Oh, well, I mean, it was obvious from the beginning because they always dressed like members of the Blue Oyster Bar.
And it's one of the few copyright, like it's not copywritten or whatever. You can just play it and it won't strike you.
And that's part of the beauty of using it here on YouTube. So I appreciate that. So I mean, again, like shout out to Salty Butterbags. He was the one who compiled that and was like, hey man, if you like it, you want to use it, by all means. And you know, I have been working on an intro like of myself that I wanted to, you know, like write musically and so forth, which does take time because I'm a bit of a nitpicker when it comes to music, and you know, with everything else going on, it's just like I'll get to it when I get to it. But this is a good interim song and an intro, so I appreciate it. And look, if anyone else wants to do something, I will always give a shout out for that regard. And Joseph, what's going on, dude? Says, hey, Syfax. Peepers, how's it going? My little black cat there. Hey, it's the Short King Syfax. How's it going?
Yeah, I made one joke at him one time that he was like, I'm like 5'3", and I was like, so am I. I'm actually like 6 foot, but he was like, oh man, that's awesome. And ever since then, I'm just the Short King now. So.
I'm like 5'5", so
right until Rossi comes.
Yeah, there's only one Short King.
Yeah,
it's Rossi.
Yeah, and then like maybe Kada after that.
Yeah.
You know,
Kate is like 5'5" or something. He was short. I met him out in Vegas. He's very short.
I mean, well, he wants to be
very
closer
very
to
nice
the feet.
dude, awesome dude. Yeah,
the closer he is to the feet, the better. So like, I feel like if you were like 6'5",
I told him that like he's at the right height to where his neck. You know how most people just kind of look down all the time. So when he's looking down, he's just checking out your feet. Like that's how he knows if somebody's attractive. He's like, oh, those toes though, you know. And he's just he's hooked in immediately.
I mean, he's near eye level with him anyway, so there you go. It's
right. It would be a disservice if you were actually like 6 foot plus, you know, because it takes longer to look down to the feet. It takes longer to reach down to the feet. So, you know, it would kind of hurt his game, I think, more than anything. But
might strain his eyes.
Right, or his back, his lower back. Might get,
could be a problem.
What's up, Rick? How's it going, brother? I first watched this and couldn't find one that was dubbed with not with subtitles, so no clue what was said. But holy crap, the fight scenes were awesome. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
Dude, you don't need subtitles. You don't need dubbed.
You don't even need sound.
Boosh.
Yeah.
What's up, Boucherine?
Herr Bush.
Oh, it's our Scottish friend. Betty Ford was right.
Look, Betty Ford, Cynic Man. I'm telling you, that's our new channel name.
Greetings. Good to see you, Melvin. I know it's late over there, so I appreciate you stopping by, man.
Yeah.
And of course, we got Mr. Anthony Shaddix. Greetings, everyone. How's it going, sir? Good to see you here tonight. Let's go in the chat. So, this is a movie that, and you watch it in an English dub. It is just hilarious, and you are gosh darn right. I got the English dub clips because they are hilarious.
Oh, they're magnificent.
And it's like, what do you mean he's not around? Like,
I mean, it's old school Hong Kong kung fu theater. Let's go.
Yeah.
As the lips keep moving. Yep.
It's like it's Godzilla. You know, like
fight,
right
away. What's going on?
That's
like
they will take you now.
Like 80 other words.
Feels like the 80s.
I'm almost French.
I want to fight your brother.
Oui.
Let's kung fu.
So yeah, I mean, again, we're not going to talk about how bad this movie is because we could probably rip on this movie all day. aside from the choreography and the fighting, because that's like the only good part about this. Endurance not being applied either. But I do think in terms of the pressure that is felt, there's some mental games being played. Obviously, it's all physical. And the main characters, which again, not saying anything, but there's only a few that are distinctive from one another. We've got Rama, who's obviously the one who's just straight up kicking ass every 5 minutes or so.
Iko Uwas, is Rama.
Yeah. He's become pretty popular, like I think since this movie. But yeah, he's a young SWAT officer and expected soon to be father. He embodies discipline, loyalty, and internal control. And I think his path does reflect like the balance of violence versus virtue. We have Sergeant Jaka, who pretty much makes it, almost towards the end of the movie until he gets his neck snapped like a twig. His endurance runs out. He lost his gauge bar. Wow, just got depleted.
Yeah, he gets beat by the cardio king. I mean, that guy he's no way.
So I think he obviously has like a bit of a commanding presence. He's a field leader who tries to establish courage to his men, and stick to loyalty, especially in the SWAT truck, when they're talking about like their briefing. And obviously he has to rally his men in what is an unwinnable situation as he finds out like, oh, this case isn't on the books. So whatever we're doing, this is it. Fun times. And then, of course, he finds out from speaking to the older gentleman, Lieutenant, I don't know how you pronounce his name, Wahoo or something like that. But he's the old corrupt officer who basically is just like kind of unchecked by morality.
He's the reason that they're there by accident,
Right.
and that like kind of he's the reason that the whole thing is happening. Like you learn about that 40 minutes in the movie or something, and they're like, what the hell? But at that point they're in the thick of it. They can't really turn around.
Pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Good to see you, Gemma. So, Assassin, what's up, dude? I remember everyone was wild for the movie when it came out. Yeah, I remember that. We were kind of talking about it backstage. Like, if you use certain methodologies, you could watch this before this came out to theaters here, which I think like a lot of people did, and that was all my buddies and I talked about because we were looking for those movies that had a lot of kung fu choreography, and I mean obviously like we haven't really gotten a lot of those types of movies since then. I mean, the closest thing we've gotten is John Wick, basically in that franchise. Yeah. So
well, like if you guys have not, obviously you've seen this movie, so you've seen The Raid. But have you seen The Raid 2 or whatever?
Yes.
Like, or if you've seen any other movies with these guys in them, it's always the same people. They have to use the same people because nobody else can keep up with their choreography. Like their choreography is so next level that nobody else can do it. So they're like, we got to use the same people. No one else can do what we do. And so it's like, it's very next level. So when like Iko Uwas comes over and does like American movies, you're like, oh, cool, it's him. And then you just see him doing his like American style version versus what he does with his team. It's a whole different level. It's like, it's dumbed down like to like level 2 or something, and it's like, man, why aren't you doing the cool stuff? And it's like, because our choreography isn't anywhere up to pace with what they're doing out there or whatever they allow him to do. So
yeah, kind of like Jackie Chan with his team that he always kind of traveled with, and
exactly
all that. And except Jackie was a big enough star that he could come in and kind of demand who this. Also, I'm not sure that a lot of union rules would allow some of the shit that happens in Indonesia.
Yeah.
Well, I'm wondering if some of those knife fights in the second one, if there's like, are you using a real knife? Because I want to be surprised if they are. Like some of that.
Yeah, this one of films, you can tell there's definitely some broken bones, if not a couple fatalities were on this film. that wouldn't happen in America.
Yeah, and I mean that used to happen in Hong Kong cinema all the time.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, actually, that guy died on set. We literally killed him on screen. Like,
wow, it was so realistic. The way he stuck that knife into his throat, like, yeah, that wasn't special effects.
Yeah, the way he
the way he
snapped that
would want to
dude's
go.
neck.
it was a very special effect. Yeah, like look,
Well-
here's his special grave we made for him too. Like,
I still have to this day like how Tom Jane actually stabbed Kevin Nash, and he's like, it wasn't, it was a prop going wrong. And Kevin Nash is so fucking big, just like Tom Jane's like, oh, I actually stabbed him. Just keep filming, dude. Like, oh shit.
Yeah. I agree, Bootzilla. The Raid 2, at some point we'll talk about, maybe next year. But yeah, again, it kind of fits the same mold. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, the two guys that fight Rama are the same two guys that are in the third John Wick movie that John Wick fights in like that glass, like building.
Oh yeah, the glass floored thing.
Yeah.
yeah.
Which that fight was pretty fucking nuts from what I remember. It's been a while since I've watched both of these movies, so obviously like watching it again, I'm like, story ain't too good, but damn, this choreography is fucking badass. So but yeah, Soul Assassin. We were talking about that same thing actually just before, because Dread comes out in 2012, and it's like, wait a second, Dread's going up to like the 98th floor, and here's Rama and company going up.
It's the same story, just like I said, they just added guns. Like I mean there is some guns in the raid, but once the guns kind of get eliminated, it's like all fighting all the way up, and
Right.
then Dread is like guns the whole way. It's just it's the same.
I have to say, Mama is a far scarier villain than the putz they have up at the top of this building.
Yeah, like
the main dude, but the little short dude who like fights both of them at the end there,
Cardio Man.
That guy is freaking insane. That guy's on one, and he's just like, hold on, let me hit all the meth real quick, and I'll be right back.
Exactly, yeah, yep, and then suck down a lot of oxygen and let's go.
Yeah, his character's name is apparently Mad Dog.
Yeah, Mad Dog.
I can believe it.
I just remember his hands and fists because that's how they introduce him as kill you with your hand with his hands.
Well, he comes in, he's like, this is what I do, and he has the guy at gunpoint, and he's just like, he puts it down, and he's like, this is what I do, let's go. And it's just like, okay. And then
he starts undressing, and it's like, oh no, is this going to get gay? And no, that's fine.
Yeah, it's weird because he's such a small guy, but he represents like this primal aggression. Because
dude, it made perfect sense to me. The little guy is going to be wanting to get in all the fights. Yep, that absolutely matched. Yep.
Yeah, it's like
it's the Napoleon complex on literally all the meth, like I said earlier.
That's Napoleon complex on like every like steroid out there.
Yeah, he had all the little men disease.
Mm-hmm. But he gets like this thrill of power through violence.
He also reminds me a bit of what's his ass from Commando, with the knife, right? Put a knife in you. Yeah, I can do that. Watch the light bulb guys, right? That he wants this thing to be personal, right? Yeah,
it's like, stick it in slowly, Bennett.
Come on, let's party.
Blow off some steam, Bennett.
I hate that line.
I know.
The better one is let's party.
Yeah.
Where he convinces him. Because again, put down your gun and stick the knife in me. And I was like, Bennett, have you looked in the mirror lately? You ain't looking so hot, son.
I mean, Bennett is Australian, so.
Yeah, he looked better in The Road Warrior.
Isaac will be here next week. And the last two people we have for characters is Rama's brother, who is working for the enemy, as we find out, Andy. So he's got an interesting arc, but it's not.
Andy gets dumb at convenient times.
Yeah.
I forgot that my boss, whose office I visit regularly, has cameras everywhere and definitely won't catch. Oh shit.
Yeah. Bit of a tard. Obviously has a slight retardation moment that like, oh, if I grab my brother into a room without making it seem like I'm killing him, there's no way my crime lord boss is gonna figure that out.
Nah.
Especially when I come back with no body.
Yeah, and then obviously the crime lord himself, Tama, he's by far one of the weakest characters, literally and figuratively in this film. I think the only part where he has some sort of like, toxic masculinity, tries to, explore some fear is in the beginning of the movie when he just starts executing people, and then just, hits the last guy with a hammer because, he ran out of bullets, but then he has a drawer full of bullets and just decides not to use it because, reloading a gun is, takes too much effort apparently. But
he reminded me of Alfred Molina from Boogie Nights.
Oh, damn. Huh.
The crazy drug dealer that's like dancing and shooting the guns to.
What's up, Sarge? Good to see you. So again, there are some archetypes at least to say. You've got some corrupted power. You've got again like the primal masculinity with Short King Mad Dog. You've got the torn divided brother, and then obviously some of the warrior archetypes between Rama and Jaka.
Rama and Jaka, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But and there is a few different themes as well, which is nice to see. Again, there's brotherhood, there's loyalty. There's violence as a burden, and not so much as a virtue, but there's trying to stare down rage face to face and restraining it, and it's pretty much essentially with what Rama has to do the entire movie, and then having
overcoming your fear, all of that, right? And I mean the sergeant is the real Chad of this movie because I mean my God, have you seen some of the idiot men that he has to drag around? But his job is he's trying to calm down his men and but also make sure that they understand the gravity and is always trying to come up with ways to solve, to save as many as he can, and it goes out like a Chad.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
We'll get to it in a little bit too, but there is the line that Rama has when he's talking with his brother that he's like, I've been, essentially scared about this case for months now, knowing that, who the target is, that he could die, especially when he's, a soon to be dad, so it's just something that he has to, again, he's mentally preparing himself for, especially the way the movie opens and his morning routine is the most important part, I feel like, of his day. Being in the right mindset means everything. What's up, boys?
It's keeping in the same routine, the same habits, and everything like that. It's something that's obviously very important to him, and they showcase that very well at the very beginning of the movie just by doing a simple routine like that. But then he goes in there, and it makes sense a little bit later in the movie. It's like, wow, that guy is way more prepared than everybody else for a reason. It's because that's his fucking routine, and he's out there just kicking ass, and I'm like, I can believe it. It helps sell that character too.
Oh yeah.
100%. Yeah, he's competent from the get-go, but there is the conversation he has with the dad that kind of breaks routine where you're like, oh, okay, so there's something else going. And I told my wife immediately, I was like, okay, well, his brother's one of those two. So let's see how this goes.
Yep. Hello, Sherry. How are you doing tonight? Yeah, trying to share my damn screen here, but
it's being selfish.
First time, sorry.
Yeah. Mux is being all weird.
You need to have an open relationship with your screen, Nick. Come on.
I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. I don't know why it's not working.
Put the keys in the fishbowl.
That is so weird. Well.
Why are you doing it, Nick?
I guess we're just going to
talk
explain
about
this via interpretive dance. Blue, go ahead and reenact the fight
Max, but he might be leaving with StreamYards later, depending on what keys he grabs.
Exactly, yeah.
We might make it a hard switch to StreamYards after this. It's like,
once you know the relationship isn't working out, you just break up as quick as you can. It's make it a clean and simple break.
I know people like the bash on StreamYards, but it is reliable. Yeah, for some reason I cannot.
That's what I use. I mean,
yeah,
as long as people still keep giving me money for it, please donate. Like,
I have the movie on Vudu, Nick. If you want me to find certain spots for you, load it now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I don't know why. I'm trying to share my damn screen, and for some reason it is not.
It ain't having it.
Working. For some reason.
As you load that, I was thinking we said with marketing.
There it is.
Hold on.
Yeah, we see it.
I'll try to see if that works.
Yep.
All right. Evie Bucks, you're starting to piss me off here.
Starting. Well,
yeah.
Well,
it's like, after like if it pisses me off, it's just like, kind of as the week goes on, I kind of forget about it. And then when it's, Monday comes back, I'm like, oh, this completely sucks. Not too many more so we can drop EFTs, just a little more support. Appreciate that. Gotta show a little more skin plot to bring in more females. I mean, I said I would once I hit 500.
Yeah, I mean that was the deal.
Exactly.
500 subs or $500.
I'm a man of my word. I will totally do it. Look, Sherry is a real one. Sherry's here, week after week. I appreciate her very much.
Oh yeah.
There are some other ladies out there that usually show up, which is also appreciated. Zach is not a lady. He's very much a man, but makes a good point here. StreamYard just works, but it's superly expensive. I know.
It is expensive. There's a trick to it. If you buy like 1 month of it, okay, so you got to pay the full like $45, but then you go to cancel it, they'll give you 6 months for 40% off, so you can get it for like $27. I was like, oh man, I didn't get enough donations this month, and I went to cancel it, and it was like, oh, we'll give you 40% off, and I was like, no problem.
Loopholes. I like that.
There you go.
Yeah, I like that. Salty, what's up, man? Late again, blew up the bathroom at JFK so bad New York wants to charge me with domestic terrors. I feel like you probably did them a favor, because honestly, even at that point, it's probably cleaner than the rest of New York.
Why don't you just put it on the sidewalk like everybody else does? Salty, what's up?
I said the problem is, Goodwood makes a good point. You did it in the bath, which is the correct place, whereas Blue could probably vouch for this, where everyone else is just on the side of the street, I
tell people all the time. People are sick. Like Chris, how'd you not get sick? Or you weren't scared of COVID? I drive city bus. I've got 200 diseases running through my body. I don't get sick.
Yeah, good point. So this is just like talking about Rama's morning routine, right? Like he's, he likes to match his gun with his watch. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, I mean, coordination with your, your outfit, that matters.
But also, this is early in the morning. Like this dude is up.
It has to be like 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, and he has to be there by 6 type of deal. And he's like knocking all this out real quick.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, he wakes up, prays, and then he trains. Right. I mean, dude's pretty ripped as well. I mean, that kind of goes hand in hand with being able to fight this way. So,
which those are chin ups, not pull ups.
Yeah, I mean, it's working the biceps basically when you're doing it this way.
It's sort of, but he's also doing wide chin ups, so it's also hitting your shoulders while hitting your biceps. Like it's a mixture.
So you can see here. From this rotator cuff, like, you got, upper traps, mid traps, lower traps here. So, I mean, he's, hey, look, dude puts in work.
That's like full body weight. Like,
oh yeah. And obviously he's not a big dude. So, I mean, he might be like, what, 150?
He's like 150. Yeah, exactly.
That might be generous.
Also, key thing is
he was 140.
He has chin above the bar, so it's important.
I threatened to leave Restream and they give me a break too. Canceling is very masculine. Yeah. But forcing them to give you a discount is the masculine part. Like, you better pay me. You better make me pay less or I'm leaving. Okay. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it's just funny. Like almost every service you have will do that. Like go to your Netflix and be like, I'm canceling Netflix. And they'll be like, well, what if we give it to you for 50% off for the next half a year? And you're like, all right, I'll stay. Like,
Sherry, if you don't mind
it works for everything.
The heat. I mean, there's a lot of nice beaches here. Florida's always welcome to the good New Yorkers, you know, um, the trashy blue ones can stay their ass there. But
What about a fleeing Californian?
I mean, you have to go through decontamination, and then there's a screening process.
Yeah.
And I mean, dude's doing sit-ups with some twists.
Obliques too, man.
At the end, yeah. So he's getting everything. He's getting upper lower abs, obliques in there, and he does some more.
Yeah, but I saw his feet come up off the ground, so yeah, I'm homeboy cheating. Come on.
I mean, but he puts in some good bad work. I mean, he's this is actually him putting in that speed, which is
only issue I had that immediately my wife looked and she was like, and I was like, yeah, you need to wrap your hands before you do that.
Oh, 100%. Like it's like, oh, he could have, maybe he's just that raw. And I'm like, I don't know about that. That's
no.
I wouldn't do that.
That's how manly he is. His knee reps.
Yeah, he's got enough calluses he can't actually open his hands.
Well, I mean, you seen how they like train with Muay Thai and stuff like that? They're out there just like just their shins right on bamboo trees and shit, kicking them down, or like they'll just knock down trees.
They'll take like the bamboo and just completely roll it over their
legs. It over their shins. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, so they destroy their nerves.
I got a foam roller that destroys me. Like I'm.
I know. I'll like lay in like the side and roll out my lats, and I'm like, oh god, like, that's sore. All right, Meanwhile, these guys are like rubbing straight bamboo wood over their legs and like,
yeah. I start having flashbacks to
light work, son.
Yeah, when I had shin splints, and I was like, fuck that, hell with that. I don't want any part of that.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Shin splints are the worst. So we're Charlie horses, man. You ever get like those Charlie horse cramps like in your legs?
Oh yeah.
I got on the other day, my calf muscle.
Dude, I'm dealing with like a pulled muscle in my back right now, like almost sciatica style. Like it's pretty bad, and it's been a couple days. Luckily, I'm on the end of it. Like I got 1 or 2 more days left of it, but man, just stepping wrong has been a pain in the ass. And
you ever have the tendon in the arch of your foot decide to light up?
Yes.
Fasciitis. Ooh, man, the hell with that.
Yeah.
I wish Leon were here to see that clip.
This has been the bane of my existence right here. This little foam roller.
Mm-hmm.
That thing has been destroying the hell out of me, but it's been helping slowly but surely.
Nice. So his wife's pregnant. And obviously, like, kind of raises the question, why is he doing this? What's the motive?
It's his job.
This is his job, right? So he obviously has to do the thing he has to do because who else is going to do it?
That's right.
But, and speaking of men who do their job.
Scooch.
Scooch. Does his job very well. The manly man. He made that manly drive from the place up north to the place out west. Over in sunny California.
I mean, it was kind of a lateral move, to
I
go from Canada to California. But
diagonally, kind of.
Well, I mean, just on the quality scale.
We're talking about quality. Yeah.
Yeah. Went from communist to communist. That was
California. So I think with this intro scene here, right? Like we're seeing how his masculinity is obviously like rooted in preparation, right? He honors his family because we see him talking to his father here, and he says like, "I will bring him back." So it's like, aha, there is a motive. It's to bring someone back. We don't know at this point who it is, unless you've already seen the movie, of course. Then it's his brother,
or
like we already spoiled.
Or you could just pay attention to the movie
or just kind of
like,
It's not a complicated movie to follow along
that's
with.
Also that's a flimsy thing too, like because he actually doesn't know that his brother's part of what the mission that he's going on. He learns about it later, so he's like, "Yeah, bring your brother back," but he actually kind of doesn't know that his brother's there.
So he actually says that he knew like a few days before that, and has been trying not to say anything when they show his picture.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
That's right. There is a scene where that kind of confirms that, but it seems like he doesn't know at first, and then I mean, the whole plot is pretty flimsy. I mean, this whole movie is like
Yeah.
ridiculous on plot, but I mean, it's all about the action. It's literally just an action movie.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. You know, so I think obviously like his he displays that he has this again this structure. He obviously does the part of being mentally trained, physically trained. You know, prioritizing you know what he has to do for you know his family, the duty. You know, like showing that I think that you have to be in the right mindset in order to make that hard and difficult fight that he's about to you take as this responsibility here. Like, there's nothing that's glorifying about this. It's like I know what the mission means, what it states. I know the person we're after here. Like there's a lot more that he values than the rest of his squad mates. So it's obviously he like overexerts himself, but I think also like in due time I was gonna say men that are left alive, but there's really only like one guy that actually like walks out with them, and maybe the others that are back home. But it's obviously a very like important scene for the movie. I think just in terms of building this masculinity, right? Like I think it shows that there's a lot of masculinity that is forged in solitude. Because obviously you can say like, well, going through the fight, going through the hardship of this mission here, this conflict, means I need to find a resolution. I can build masculinity because we've seen other people do it in past movies, right? But I think this sort of leadership that he has, teaches him and maybe other people watching like how to prepare for something that is going to be very very strenuous.
The movie is very trial by fire, right? It's like everybody's just like learn, like they learn what's happening as they're going, and it's just like you got to adapt to your situation as quickly as possible, and it shows that they can, like, most of the team can do that. Obviously, some of them get taken out. It's like all the side people who you don't even get to really learn who the hell they are. There's like what, three main people. There's Rama, Jaka, and then like the captain, basically. Like those are your kind of your only three people you get to learn anything about. Everyone else just gets freaking wiped out. And but it's like
irrelevant.
But they're like, you know what? Screw it. They're all done. We're still going to the top. Let's go. And they continue on. And I give them credit for that. Where it's like, hey, this is still our mission. Screw these guys. Even having basically like the captain who's kind of going against them, and they don't learn about that till what, like halfway through the movie, maybe a little bit more than halfway through the movie. But they're still pushing on, and they just keep going. And I think there's some, there's a lot of masculinity behind that, where it's like, hey, it doesn't matter, man. We push the beach. Let's keep going. It's
yeah.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that Rama has something to fight for, and that really keeps him in the game a lot more than other guys that are like, oh, I'm just trying to save my own ass or whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's not enough. Right. You not just for your men, but also, I got a wife and kid at home. And I have a brother that if I'm not the one that's involved in getting him is probably going to get dropped. And then I'm going to, let down my father. I made promises. So I'm going to try and carry them out.
Yeah. Old fashioned practical effects don't work in fight choreography if I'm watching a language. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, like Goodwin said it, like how many, Hong Kong action movies might have seen where you don't really need to understand what's happening because you can kind of just make do with what you see on screen and enjoy the fighting. So
yeah,
dude, I've always loved the one where like he's in the hallway and all the people come up with the machetes, but then he ends the fight with like jumping backwards and like hitting the guy across the neck on the door that's broken, and it's like, ooh, it's like, oh god.
Mm-hmm. So after he does his morning routine, right? We've got to get the truck ride, which is kind of going into like this infiltration briefing here. And everyone in the truck is being silent because they're listening to Sergeant Jaka here, right? So I mean, as Goodwin said, like Jaka's definitely, the what'd you say? You called him like the hero.
He's the Chad. I mean,
Chad?
he's the Chad of this one. Yeah.
Because he definitely helps rally the troops here. I mean, everyone is silent. And sure, you could say, I mean, maybe they're silent because they're trying to focus and they're.
I mean, you see one guy that's about shitting his pants. His gun is shaking and all that, and he's like, "Are you scared?" Well, you should.
Well,
be.
he's also badass without a reason type of deal. So like the captain, there's the captain dude who's like actually trying to sabotage them in a way, and then there's Rama who actually has like we learn about. So he has a family starting, but his brother's also there. But Jaka is the only he's just being badass for the sake of being badass. Like
I mean, he's in charge. He has to protect his men.
Yeah. I think Jaka definitely he's able to maintain, the entire truck. Like he doesn't have to really bark out any orders or keep anyone in line. Cause like you said, like there's guys who are shaking out there. There's people that are, absorbing his, his bravado. I think Rama and a couple other guys are like, yeah, like we're ready to do this. Like we're ready to get in there. Go room by room and clear them out. And so it's like there is like a good team dynamic seemingly. Like obviously, it's unfortunate that they have a couple of weak links there. And for the sake of the film's aspect, as they're as Jaka's talking about who the villain is, we see him eating like a bowl of cereal or whatever he's eating. We see Andy over on the right. And then Mad Dog, Napoleon Complex, Short King on the left here. And
he looks like the guy that was in all the 80s movies, action wise. He's bald, but he has long hair.
Yeah.
But this is where the toxic masculinity kind of comes into play with what's his name? Oh my God, I can't think of it. Tama, the crime lord. Okay, so Tom is just sitting here executing people, right? Like it's easy work, and one after another they fall until homeboy is like, oh well, yeah, let me leave my revolver on your shoulder, and then get a hammer and then smash your head in, and then it cut back to the story about why we're doing what we're doing here on the truck, and again, like Rama is definitely like the focused one. He's observing. Because he knows what's at stake here.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a chain of command where I think Rama is. I don't know. I don't think he has an actual title, but I feel like, after Sergeant Jaka, like he's definitely the guy that people will look to. I mean, they kind of do anyway once they start falling off.
I think he's kind of like a rookie on the team for the most part, but he proves himself real quickly, and they're like, okay, you're the one that's clearly leading the way, and
he has some pertinent questions, and then you have douchebag who manages to live through all this, like basically calling him a punk or whatever, and just like challenging him, and that's Jaga's like, shut the fuck up, I'm talking now.
So, Hosty, how's it going, dude? Welcome to the raid.
Also, I decided that Rama's brother is the Indonesian Josh Hartnett.
I can see it.
Because there are some scenes where literally, I mean, it's looking at it was like, is that Josh Hartnett just snuck in here? It's
great now.
Yeah, I totally see that actually as a funny comparison there. And so here we got scumbag number one, I should say, where Lieutenant Wahoo, I don't know how you pronounce it, but he's I'm in command here, trying to tell Sergeant Jaka what's happening here, right? Like, but just because he has a bigger rank of lieutenant doesn't quite equal like the moral authority, because when shit hits the fan, it's like, who are the people looking to? They're not looking to him. He doesn't have that leadership, that masculinity like that. It's like people are like, oh, this guy's going to help lead us out of here. Like backs against the walls. Let's look to the lieutenant. It's like, no. Let's look to, Sergeant Jaka here. And once we'll get to that scene, but, Rama basically picks up that axe and, starts thinking with his brain because he understands, again, the situation they're in with the weak floorboards, which is, a smart move. But, they're familiar with Sergeant Jaka, but also the lieutenant has like his tactical revolver. Nobody takes him seriously. Stop it. I mean, it's I don't know. I feel like that's something that Gord would say, Boosh.
Yeah.
Never seen The Raid. Well, Hosty, don't watch this movie if you think it's going to have a good story or plot.
You literally watch it for the amazing action scenes.
Yeah.
Like it just has awesome action. If you want good plot and whatnot, you're not going to find it here. You're just not.
The box was a smiling frog with the antlers chewing on a corn cob. That's a weird ass. That's a weird ass cereal you're eating over there. But never been to Indonesia. Can't confirm nor deny their cereal habits, but and I think for the sake of the entrance that they're making, this is something that I think the masculinity is teaching the soldiers, the SWAT team, that there is a bit of power of calm before the chaos, like the calm before the storm. Like so, this does in a way boost their morale. It boosts their confidence. Like where they're being tactical, they're starting to go room through room, and you go
to your training.
Right, exactly. Like, hey, we've prepared for this, right? We've got a good leader here. If we follow his lead, we'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure Jaka believes that. I mean, the look that Jaka has when he looks around the corner is kind of the same I had. But it was like, this is a shit show because, man, look at all of that open ground that we have to run across with absolutely no cover at all. And
the beginning of the movie will have you questioning, and it's like, wow, this looks super easy, but also at the same time really stupid. And then it proves to be really stupid, because they all get shafted.
Yeah, and I mean, I think in terms of a question that I kind of just wrote down was like, do we think that like masculine respect is earned from competence as opposed to like assigned authority here? Where
no, there's a certain subservience that you give to rank or authority because that comes with the meal, but respect is about the man, the man and what he does.
True.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the movie, obviously the people who do kind of survive start taking, I don't want to say taking orders, but they start respecting the person who's getting shit done instead of rank. It's like rank goes out the window compared to the guy who's actually getting shit done, and they follow suit. And that's kind of what happens. I mean, we've seen that in not just a bunch of movies, but television shows and stuff as well. It's like, hey, who is ever the most competent person tends to take lead. And this movie definitely has that going on.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And they do a pretty decent job in terms of taking out this dude right here. Again, like they're it's all according to plan with their training. They move in swiftly until they get to this guy who's a civilian who just wants to get to his wife because she's in need of medicine. And I think this is where a little bit of, equal rank kind of start to kind of bust heads a little bit here where, this guy might be a little bit more of a seasoned private or whatever. But he's giving this guy a hard time. And here comes, Rama, like, hey man, like ease off. Let me talk to him and see what's going on. And he's like, well, look, if you're going to be responsible for this guy, be responsible for this guy. Which Jaka basically says, like, you're going to be, stuck to him like flies on shit, basically. Like he sticks to you and he's your responsibility. Which, man, that sure helps him out in the long run, doesn't it? Like, so it's almost like being a little courteous to a civilian. Which, again, like, I understand you might be very concerned and go, we don't know this guy. He could be working for them. He could be in a plant, a spy. We don't know. What's up, Wayfarer? Just preaching the 199. Sounds good, brother. Good. Thanks for stopping by. Split the ring at the dipshit. The badge is attached to. Yep. Exactly. But
definitely,
he understands. I think just the common courtesy, because he says, like, we'll get you to your wife. Don't worry about it. But again, like, now Rama is placed with that responsibility for him to get this guy back to his wife, to the seventh floor. And again, they're clearing room by room. They're, wrapping people up. They go to the third floor. See this drug addict here. I think he shits his pants as well. This dude's sleeping. They just, straight up duct tape his mouth, which, again, a lot of smart training that they've gone through. They go to the fourth floor, they get to the fifth floor. So they're making their way up the building. So it's like, this is all going very well. Which, again, I think every floor that they go through, every room that they go through, it's like, we're one floor closer to achieving our goal here. That, our action is going noticed, that, we aren't panicking yet, that all of our instinct and training is going well. I think maybe some of the people that were afraid or maybe a little bit fearful, maybe those nerves have sort of worn off by now, because you kind of just the stronger people there, that strength kind of starts to exude from them and maybe bleed into the men who don't have it, or like the men that have fear of the operation, because like, oh, I could die here, but like, when you see like people that are confident, like, hey, we got this, like, stick with us, we're gonna be okay here, then like, you know what, maybe I will be
you're
okay.
Like five stories of confidence going on there, like you're like, hey, everything's going, this is sweet, we got a sweet gig. You start relaxing for a second, and then what happens.
It is Asian Leon in Thailand. Oh man. Some of those police forces in other countries don't play around with their training. Yeah. Probably argue that some of the other
I've seen some of those fire training where they're like they have the ladders and they're just they have like those, it's like one hook on it and they hit it like a floor above them, climb it, and then they climb like 3 stories and they do it in like under 20 seconds or some shit. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's like that's just their training. Like
and speaking of training, because this is where the wire is tripped.
Yeah.
You got a kid who just looks down the hallway after going to the bathroom and just sees a hallway full of police officers. And it's just like, oh, crap, what do I do? And again, I think the leadership that Jaka has here, right, in this moment, it's like, all right, everyone put your guns down. We're not going to scare this kid. It's the last thing we want. We want him to feel comfortable here. We're not going to go into violence. And let's just get him to be
and
calm.
Screws his entire team.
And then everything gets screwed up because obviously he just looks like, runs through the door. But
it's also a smart move from the movie itself to like have a kid be the one that shows up, because it's like you can't have a bunch of officers shoot at a kid. If that was just a random gangster dude or a tweaker or something, you can't do that. But kid, it's like, okay, that kid can be a problem.
The Colombians would beg to differ with you on that, because they know that
I'm sure
the kids are used as lookouts. And,
we all know
shout out. Yeah.
Kids are used like that. Like they even learn special whistles when they're like 7 years old. I mean,
exactly.
Possible it's Leon.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thailand.
He could have just changed his name, right, to something weird in the credits.
Leona.
Yeah, right. Leona. I was looking for that.
Yeah. But yeah, this is an interesting part because of since like the lieutenant is the one who is on the inside of this job here, right? Like he is the one that shoots the kid still, because he obviously has to play along, so he doesn't kind of give away his knowledge. But there again, he talks to this kid up here who's another, alarm.
Yep. Another lookout. And
Yep, on the lookout, and of course, Jocko's like, "Why'd you do that?" It's like, which is interesting because, I think the type of man that Jocko is like, we're not here to kill kids, like.
Then what are you doing here?
Right. So
because you're going to get your men killed if you don't actually do the right thing or whatever. This is the one time the lieutenant, I was like, all right, yeah, he's right. And Sergeant Jocko, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
Other than because the plot needed you to be dumb.
This is the do we bomb the UK 28 years or weeks later moment, right? Like,
we should have bombed them after 28 days if you're going to go ahead and go radio silent. That's how that works.
But yeah, like Jocko should have understood that it doesn't matter who it is. Anyone and everyone is a suspect to give away their position, right? So the right thing to do would have been to subdue the kid if possible. But the kid's so far away, like, again, like, it's unfortunate, but hey, like, the lieutenant understood what had to be done, and takes that shot. Unfortunately, it's a second too late. But they hurry. They do the best that they can. While this kid's in slight shock for a moment, until he runs, gets through the next door, hits the comm, and then says, like, police or whatever it is in the English dub. But it was enough to go through. And again, we already know that the crime lord, Tama, whatever his name is, that he sees. He's just looking straight at this dude now here, right? As we know, and we get at the static, and he's just seeing the action. Getting a nice little front row view of the police that are here, and wonders how long this is probably going to take. And again, Short King is there waiting to kind of see what's going on. But I feel like these guys were very underutilized, right? So I mean, again, like, not trying to get into the plot of
snipers,
it. Yeah. Like they didn't really even need to be included, but I think it's just, again, they're trying to make the crime lord seem like he's a boss, literally, and be like,
it's he doesn't just own the inside of the building; he has control on the outside.
Yeah, he calls for reinforcements, right? He's like, call the others. This is basically, we have shit about to get real now because you screwed.
It's funny you say that, Rick, because originally Leon wanted to be here, but I think he double booked himself. But
had we reminded him the kids get killed, he would have gone ahead and just skipped that other booking and been right on it.
Like, kids you killed? I'll be there twice. Can I be there twice?
Go.
Yeah. Dude, Bootsula, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Riona? Yes.
All they do is establishes this world these guys live in. Yes. Sometimes you have to kill kids. It's brutal by our standards, but yeah, it's a good one said.
Leon is hilarious. I mean, I got to watch him do all of his striptease dancing out there on the freaking bus in Vegas. So yeah, that was an experience.
What's up, Nate's memes? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, we saw the video. It was like, why aren't more people like jumping out of the window to get the hell away from that?
I just didn't get up and dance.
No, you should have jumped for the window and got the hell out. You don't know what's going to happen next.
That's true.
I was busy drinking with Kata and everybody, man. Like, I was
having a good time. Next thing you know, Leon's doing a lap dance, and shit.
Yeah. Nate says, I don't think I've ever seen this movie. Maybe I should watch it tonight. Yeah. I mean, I definitely think this movie is worth watching one time for the martial arts alone. Like, you can't go into this thinking like it's going to be some epic plot, because it's the exact opposite. I'm sure that you've probably seen Dread 2012. Very similar. But Dread 2012 is the better movie. But
this one just came out first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like technically this did come out first. And Dread just got less martial arts and more guns, which is just obviously fitting to the characters, of course. Like this is, I think, where you see the naivete from the SWAT members, right? Where like they're guys walking straight up to the window, like, oh, there's snipers. Let me get domed in the face.
Yeah.
Like training out the window. And meanwhile, guys like yelling something in English like, wake up, don't be dead. And it's like, dude, he's got a freaking bullet wound through his face mask into his eye socket. Like he's dead. And this guy just like, reaches down, extends his shoulders, grabs the giant machete that's just hidden under the table, and they cut. But I tried to time it as best I could here, but like he just yeets him right in the neck. Pure fatality based on the next scene you see him in his white tank top is just like covered in blood. The violence is spreading here. Just an execution straight up to the guys in the truck that are just getting, shot up like a pinata here.
This is all the bullets.
Yeah.
Also, this is when you realize that Indonesian SWAT just basically goes, all right, paint a Mitsubishi van black, and now it's tactical. We're not actually going to armor anything. That they can stand up a 5.56 at least.
Guys, poor budget cuts.
Also, they didn't have the budget for it. Yeah.
It's
just like we can afford a bunch of black spray paint, but
yeah. Walking off, soldier, you're fine.
Yeah. Are you sure this is for combat? Of course it is. We painted it black. Oh well, yeah. I can't argue with that.
Yeah. Again, his tank top was white. Just remember, his tank top was white. Now it's like blood red. This guy's yelling, stop, stop, stop. Hey, I got a gun. And then just, bops him twice and just says, 5th floor clear. And then, crime lord doing what a crime lord does and make sure that is,
he's like, you'll get free rent for a year or whatever he says. Yeah. He says some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A couple of questions I wrote down after sort of that whole scene there. And this is more just so a general like rhetorical question, but like if you're in the middle of chaos, who do you or who would you look to as a leader and why?
Well, I mean, in the situation that they're in, for one, you would look to whoever your highest rank is at first, right? Yeah. Because technically they should be the most competent. They're the most experienced. They're the highest ranked in theory, like as far as you're looking at this movie or whatever. But I mean, like I was saying earlier, what ends up happening is it ends up being whoever's the most competent. It could be the rookie. It could be, Rama, whatever. And it's like that guy comes up and he makes he's making all the right decision. He knows how, or all the decisions. He knows how to do stuff on the fly. And you're just like, this guy's freaking prepared. He knows what's up. I'm following this guy. Screw the captain, or whatever. And like, and then like, that's what'll happen. What are you going to do? Like, I'm the captain. You'll go get shot then. Go have fun getting shot. We're following this guy. You see that in a bunch of movies and TV shows, but I want to be surprised if it's very true in real life too. Just because you're promoted because you've been there so long doesn't mean you're the most competent for whatever's happening.
Yeah. The nature of like chaotic situations is most people will follow the person that looks like they know what they're doing, whether it's a good idea or not.
Yeah.
Right. Just the competence to make a decision is enough to make others who are just kind of in that analysis paralysis, they'll snap and go, okay, whatever he's doing, he looks like he knows what the fuck he's doing. Let's go do that. You hope that you pick the guy that actually does know what he's doing. But, in the absence of just sitting there with thumb up ass and trying to figure it out, any action can be better than that, right? Because just staying there is going to get you killed.
True.
Much like the guy in the hallway that just sat there with his thumb up his ass while the guy pulled out a handgun and shot him.
Yep.
It was like, dude, that's a grown man. And he didn't just have a Kool-Aid accident. Go ahead and drop him and then worry about it later.
Yeah.
That's interesting, Jamma. The whole team trained with Indo Special Forces for like a week to be more convincing. As an actual team, they did that well. That's some good dedication there. Make it more.
Yeah, and you have the kind of, you know, sampling of different reactions and behaviors. You know, the I just had a teammate lose his face due to a sniper. That a lot of people will be shocked by that and just like refuse to accept that that's what happened, right? Yep. Because that's their normal experiences. This shit doesn't happen, and they will choose, you know, irrational beliefs over what is actually happening if it's too alien for their mindset.
Yeah. Rick says, if I had to pick one over another, I'd probably pick whoever is least emotional. Okay, so
yeah,
Rick, you're in a room, all four of us, including yourself. Let's just look. Everyone that's here watching this stream, we're all going up the raid together, right? Well, we're gonna bring Leon in here. He's not here. Should be here, but he's not. Anyway, you're saying you're not going to pick Leon, Rick. It's my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like least emotional is also often a bad idea, because if I see all of you sitting with thumb up ass and I've made a decision, you're going to hear it really loud, right? I'm going to get your attention and be on your ass, right? And probably MF all of you to kind of shock you into follow, do the thing. And if you are just looking at it, be like, he's freaking out, he's yelling, he's being emotional. It's like, no, I'm being really rational, and this is what's necessary, right? But even when your adrenaline pops, it doesn't mean you suddenly become stupid, right? You may get emotional in that moment. Emotion is not the mistake that people make with like stoicism, is that stoicism is not the absence of emotion. It's using emotion as a useful tool for you. You are not run by your emotion, but you use your emotions when they are advantageous to do so.
Yeah.
Oh, ain't nothing new, Boosh. I've been your daddy for a long time.
Like I'd follow myself. I've had some pretty gnarly shit happen to me on some job sites, and I came out of it just fine. And people were like, "How the hell are you still walking?" And it's like, well, it's adrenaline and whatever. But at the same time, I still always made the right decision. It's like I had a spike go through my leg that was actually curved, and I rolled out of it in the right direction, kind of deal. And I was just like, I need to go to the hospital. I walked up and just went out. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm always kind of calm under really bad situations. So I might be a good person to have on the team. Just saying.
Yeah, sounds like it.
It's always amusing to me, the panicking people. So I was in the hospital with a really a fatal condition, but walked in and told them what was up. And the doctor comes in and he was like, dude, do you know why you're here? And I told him, and he was like, do you know what that means? And I told him, and he was like, you're really calm. And I said, well, I haven't really run into situations where throwing my arms up in the air, running around screaming will help. But if you're saying this is it, I'm willing to try.
Yeah.
It's like I had to get I had two probably 2-inch holes that because it pierced my leg in and out in two different spots on the bottom side, and then I had to get it stitched up, and then I ended up just taking out my stitches on my own because they were like, "Hey, we're going to charge you for this." I was like, "Well, the first thing was free because it was covered through my job at the time," and I was like, okay, but they were like, well, if you come back to get them removed, it's going to cost you money. And I was like, just give me a freaking mirror and a light. And I just sat there, and my girlfriend at the time sat there, and she couldn't do it, and she just watched me pulling these like strings out of my leg, the stitches.
Yep.
And she was like, she almost passed out, and I was just like, what's going on here? And I was laughing. I was just like, whatever, like.
See,
Didn't bother me none.
I would say be smart. See, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide behind Goodwin. He's 3 times my size. As we're shooting at Jay, they're not gonna see me.
That's true.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I said in prison. How is prison good? I made friends with the biggest guy in the facility, 6'5", 290. So like he would pick me up with one hand, like I was a child, and
There you go.
Good point, Salty.
Go smarter.
Yeah, Salty's going for the buddy system.
Exactly.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Well,
I got time to make them bleed. There we go.
He has to be
That's
crying in the corner. That's why he's distraction.
Yeah.
Yep. And so this is basically the part where they're all trapped in a room, so backs up against the walls, and Rama is able to find an axe, and he kind of starts stomping on the floorboards to notice that probably chop through these, and
There's that cardio.
while he's just hacking and slashing, honestly, but.
He was finding the where the support beams are not there, so he's finding the open spot in between. It's like the studs, but for your floor, like your support beams,
Yeah,
or
your
whatever.
joist.
Your joist. There you go.
I mean, bullets are flying through the doors, and like cabinet that they put in the way there to prevent them from coming through. But I think obviously in this scene here, Rama has that masculinity that is shown through improvisation. Obviously there's extreme pressure from taking a bullet and dying here, but he's able to find that courage and quick thinking, and he creates a way out of this sticky situation, instead of like freezing and just basically dying in here. So I think he has this is a great display of grit. Again, he has a good physical and mental fortitude here, because again he's able to continuously hack through these floorboards, because he obviously trains and is in physical shape, but also like I said, Jay, he doesn't have his he's not sitting there with his thumb up his ass that is like, I don't know what to do, guys. Like someone else figure out an idea. Like Auburn's just again trying to, I understand, not get shot, but but
again, it's the difference between that when you're being shot at, of course you're shitting your pants and afraid, because if not, then you're a psychopath or you're an idiot. But rather than to give into that, it's like, I've got to do something, because this is not a winning situation to sit. So let me try something. And then once he finds, okay, well then let's do that. And then as they see somebody doing a thing that seems to make sense, and Sergeant Jock is like, yeah, that go do that, right, and get the hell out of here.
I believe I have a clip for this, but so that once they make it down the first floor, or down a floor, I should say, I believe this was Jocka that takes the axe and just completely impales a dude in his shoulder, and then just yanks him back, and then proceeds to slam said axe, into his torso. It was very blurred to try and get these damn scenes, because there's so much freaking like movement, it's awesome. But there again, it kind of sucks to get these damn screenshots. But I mean, I agree, Jay, and I think again in this whole moment here, the soldiers that are acting and doing their part, again, like they're scared shitless, but also like everyone that is doing something, they're grabbing another enemy that's coming through the floor. They're trying to create a way out. They're trying
once you start into action, then okay, now you start reacting to things that are happening, and you get off ass and just go.
Right. It's not a clean escape. Like it's they're enduring a bit of a dirty and painful way out, but because there's more soldiers on this floor too. So it's like they're I don't know what's the line, out of the oven and into the frying pan, or out of the frying pan into the oven,
out of the frying pan into the fire.
Into the fire, yeah. So here they are, and more soldiers start to get picked off here. Homeboy just gets shot up through the chest. People getting shot in the neck, in the ear. but they're shooting down
Like
a
right there, they're just
floor.
unloading, dude.
Yeah, I mean, again, like they're a lot very violent escape, but again, they're having to do what they can because, I definitely think like the real masculinity comes, and exists in this point because everyone is. I think it's an understatement to say they're uncomfortable, but this is literally a do or die situation here. And again, here's Rama thinking with his noggin, going, "Let me get this fridge," and he puts a
Was it a propane tank or
yeah, it was
something?
like a gas tank in there.
Cranks it open and then closes it.
Yep, and then tells this guy, we're gonna spin this as soon as I throw it in there, and so forth. He does, and it like blows up, backwards. A lot of dudes get melted in the process. So, it's I believe I have a clip for that, but
when he does that too, also like the leader guy there, or the main bad guy, what's his name, Toma, so that he looks back at I believe his name is Andy, which is his brother, and he recognizes him because he recognizes that Rama is there. He's like, you can see it on his face, like, oh shit, I recognize him, and then you realize, okay, that's his brother. You get that experience for a half a second there, and then he goes down to be like, I'll go take care of it, and then I'm assuming you got clips for the next part, but yeah.
Leading gets a hard time, but the late great Sammy Davis Jr. once said, "Once to stop making fun of you, they don't give a damn about you."
I mean, if I'm not busting your balls, you might want to worry. If I'm really polite, I hate you.
I used to say that to a bunch of my friends, man. I was like, dude, if none of your friends are talking to you or like talking shit about you, they're not your friends.
No.
Yeah. It's funny because I've seen quite a few like articles come out saying like the closest of friends are the ones that will, poke fun at one another or call people names and just, but yeah, it's like the moment they're like, no, he's okay. Like that's it.
Once they stop talking about you, it's like, oh, you don't even care anymore. You don't know enough about me to talk shit about me, and you don't care. It's like
Cool.
all right.
Let's see here. I'll play a couple clips. We've gone to about half the movie now. I feel like almost. So I'll play a couple clips here.
Someone help me, please! Stop!
Like,
Stupid.
Did you watch it with the English dub?
I sure did, man. Dude, it's so funny.
I can't watch it.
That's why I wanted to watch it for just
comedy
the pure.
gold.
Yeah, like it's so comedy, so comedic, dude. It's so funny. Let's see here. What was the other one I had?
Jaka in the van driving up is a riot.
Oh God.
Because he is just yelling crazy stuff, and then like he just sounds insane when he's talking, and then you're looking at the guy and you're like, that's not what's happening. I don't know what the hell.
This would be a movie I would have wanted to watch on like a members only stream where like we could just talk and watch like the English dub version and kind of just make fun of it because it's so bad. And so comedic.
I mean, you could play it with no subtitles. Oh, you have to. You have to. It is gloriously bad.
Dude,
but I mean,
if watch it English dub, please.
Yeah, if you turned off the subtitles and we just watched it and made up lines, it would make more sense than the actual English dub.
Yeah, Waylon's got it. It's like a bad spaghetti western turned to 11.
I was gonna say because you guys were like you guys are talking like so much more hate on this movie that I was like, maybe I just didn't see the same version or something. I was like, don't get me wrong, the story's not all that great in general with just the regular version and whatever, but apparently the English dub, it might make it way more hilarious. So.
It is far more entertaining when you watch the English dubs. Oh my gosh, they're great.
100%. Yeah, and I've got this scene here too.
Great.
That's how fridges work.
Yeah,
That's
that was that nuclear fridge. That,
I would say that's
you know,
Indiana Jones
Indiana
fridge
Jones.
right there.
Except that it was a cheap modern piece of shit that I could kick apart. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's new age fridging right there. It's not
Yeah.
the old school fridging where you just just hide characters and women. Like,
Yeah.
That fridge had no lead in it.
Or steel.
Definitely had. I mean, it withstood a bit of a propane tank bomb, but
Yeah, that was the effects.
I know.
That actual fridge, again, I could kick the back out of that fridge. Now, an old GE monitor top, you better get a sledgehammer and spend a day.
sounds like a fridge just broke.
Oh shit!
was that on my end? Like, is there somebody who's throwing stuff away?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it just sounded
Somebody's
like
loading a propane tank into the fridge.
Yep.
I might get exploded on screen, guys. Give me a second. Like,
Oh, if we get static, we'll know what happened.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry you're there.
it'll be like Cyfax turned into static. Like, there you go.
So
Blue, get down there, see what's happening.
Yeah. Look at that face right there, man.
Yeah, some of this is just so funny, and again, like it's, Ram is the one that is trying to figure out who is alive, who can I save, right? Again, like not leaving anyone, left behind.
And this is the douchebag that he had the argument with about the guy with the
guy out front.
medication.
Yep. Yep. And they have to make their way back up through the floor whence they came, and just in the nick of time before dude with crazy eyes and the machete. I don't think he has a name in this movie. I was just calling him as Crazy Eyes, but
That's all I need.
yeah, and we'll talk more about Andy later, but this is like a hunt them down moment, where Short King is telling the older the brother, go off on your own.
Well, you got to take two of my men.
Right. Yeah. You don't have no choice. But I think here, when the group is split off, they're obviously afraid, right? Like there's fear, but they're also trying to survive. Because this is like Tyler and Jason here.
It's like the machete crew starts rolling up or whatever. Like they send in the next wave of people, and they all have machetes or whatever. Like,
yeah, exactly. Like he definitely had more of a commanding like villain presence than the actual villain did. Like,
yeah, he looked insane and definitely demonstrated it. Like when they're having fun, like skinning the guy. But he's another one that I looked at and I was like, he reminds me of like an American actor. And I think the one that I settled on was the guy who ripped off the mattress tags in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Only black.
Yeah, here's a better look at him. This chain necklace. But they almost dodge a bullet, or it comes back to them. But as I love the lead up to this part, where Rama just drops his fellow mate just to proceedingly beat everyone down this hallway.
Yeah, this is where I was like, okay, I mean, it's on like Donkey Kong, and then he loses the baton, and then later the knife, and then proceeds to walk through a hallway where there are multiple batons and knives and guns or whatever, and he never picks anything up. And boy, doesn't that make things exciting for a good chunk of the movie.
I mean, I felt like he was so busy trying to disarm these guys, he didn't have time to grab a weapon.
He did. He killed them all. He then walks back through them all.
Yeah, there was definitely room for him to try and even the playing field by grabbing like a knife, stowing a knife away, carrying a baton as well.
Because he walks by his baton
right there. Yeah.
Well, after he's done kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah. I think this happens twice in the movie where dudes that wear red shirts it doesn't bode well for them.
I mean, that's Star Trek rules. It just bled over into this one, man.
Yeah,
that's just common sense.
because this guy, and I feel like there was a movie that copied off this. Maybe not exactly, but I feel like I can't think of the damn movie, but where he takes the guy's head and he smashes it like 4 times in a row against the wall there.
Yeah.
And then knees him in the face afterwards. But like he's just, again, the endurance that he has here. Obviously, it's otherworldly.
We haven't begun to go otherworldly. This is just okay. Adrenaline carries you so far, and I can believe this. After that, it gets ludicrous.
Yeah. So this is like really like the first big consistent fight that he has to go through. So like, I mean, again, like you could apply like some suspension of disbelief here, and like say like like he's probably just completely overflowing on adrenaline, like, and you can try to vouch for like, oh well, he's just got a good physical prowess, which is why like he also applies like his courage here because he's like also helping a man and like there's someone depending on him, like. But I mean like I'm sure also in the back of his mind as we know like he's gonna try and expend every single ounce of energy that he has because of his wife, because of his his son that's on the way, like it's
but he's in pure reactionary survival mode, right? And
exactly
because there's just shit coming at him in this hallway.
Yeah.
And again, it isn't just he swats them with the back of his hand and they're all gone or anything. I mean, he has to actually fight, and all kinds of shit happens. But okay,
he throws down. He throws down pretty damn hard. Like I don't know. Like I think he has like 2 hallway fights, doesn't he? Like there's I don't know if is this the first one? Yeah,
this is
the one where he like the ending of the scene is where he jumps back and then gets that guy's neck. That's the next one. Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, here he uses a gun to kill this dude, and then because he realized like there was only one shot in that snub nose, so it's like, and that's when he's like, the old man will help me out, and the guy's like, no, he won't. He's not going to help you out, and that's what the English dub says. Like, so apparently this guy on screen is like the old man, which
yeah, sure,
I guess. I mean, he doesn't look very old, here in this movie, but who knows? I mean,
when you were like 20, I mean, a 30-year-old looked old.
I know.
So
like,
that's
if Rama's like, early 20s and this guy's like in his mid 30s, it's like, oh, dude, you're 35, you're old as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
now you look at him and go, what are you talking about? He's young. He's younger than me. He can't be old.
He hasn't hit his prime yet.
I don't think that's what they say in the Indonesian one at all.
Oh, probably not at all. That's what I'm saying. That's why the English dub is so funny.
Yeah, you have to. Oh, the English dub is magnificent.
I mean, to be fair, these guys half ago, these guys just shot a kid, so this guy's an old man. The life expectancy isn't that high in this country.
Yeah,
that is very true. But he lets him in, and like literally as Crazy Eyes turns the corner here, and obviously this is like, I mean, there's a lot of issues with like the amount of noise that the guy that Rama is obviously being a bro, and Amanda, help out.
Yeah, but you need to apply that lifeguard rule, man. I was like, you can't drag me down with you. I got to kick away from you.
Yeah, that's that was a question I'll get to in a moment here, but obviously like this guy is I mean, he's
also he's the guy that he saves at the beginning.
Yeah, like, exactly.
So it comes back and it's like there's at least a little bit of stuff going on there. It's ridiculous, and it's like, yeah, the one person on the one floor that you happen to be on.
Yeah. I mean, there's I'd say in terms of what this guy here, does for Rama, it's like, Rama did help him get, to his wife to give her the medicine that she needs. But, he in turn returns that favor of helping him out. Like, because his wife's like, don't get yourself involved. But
his wife has a point because this guy can't do jack and or shit, and he has a sick wife sitting there, so he's endangering his wife to help out some guy who's like, this guy gonna get dead anyway.
I mean, it's obviously very, very possible, but to me, like, this guy was thinking, well, again, just trying to think of some other options here, but this guy is probably thinking, what if they'd never let me get to my wife? You know, like, obviously
I'd have been delayed like 45 minutes, then all them be dead, then I just stroll right the hell in and get the drugs away.
Maybe, yeah. But also, why does he have like this like hidden room here? Just like, is he smuggling?
He's a serial killer.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, yeah, is he a smuggler? Like, what is he doing? Is he actually a good guy and he hides people for, like, I don't know, some sort of trade business? I don't know. I'm not insinuating anything because it seems like he's a good dude, but
yeah.
I think he's a serial killer. That's why he let him in. He was going to kill himself, and then also, he just got interrupted.
Him and his wife doesn't have kids either, so
not anymore.
Yeah, dude, look at these eyes, man.
I know, I love it.
Crazy eyes.
So much coke.
The dude is super coked out right now. Like,
yeah, Indonesia just solved its drug problem. They just brought this guy in. He just used it all.
Exactly, Boots. It was like, this was definitely one of the more intense parts of the movie, which I thought this room was pretty, like, this scene was pretty, like, decent considering the whole movie, because there are actual, like, you know, stakes involved of this guy putting him and his wife lives on the line here, where they, again, shouldn't have even tried to involve themselves. They're hiding two police officers as they're, you know, one's wounded. So Rama's taking this guy, you know, which is just, you know, not quite dead weight, but is a burden, you know, to him. And then, you know, Crazy Eyes is just stabbing through this wall, trying to, you know,
yeah, that's such a weird idea. It's like, you know what? Let me stab into the wall. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, what do you think he is in the other apartment? You're just going to surprise him, or what the hell? And if you know this place exists, why aren't you just kicking through?
Yeah, it's like, when do you just, like,
he's
kick
not that
open
strong,
the whole
right?
wall?
He's not Mad Dog. He's Crazy Eyes.
Yeah. He's having to.
I mean, it builds a good, like, tension scene, I guess, but
it is sus as hell on the setup.
The reasoning behind it is ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah, he picks the one wall that has paintings on it. I mean, there are pictures. He's knocking all the pictures down. Like, this wall right here is the one with the shoes.
Bush has a point, though.
He looks like he's like from Haiti and he's just on vacation and thought, the hell with it. I'm just going to go and chop some people up with a machete, and just stumbled into this scene. He actually has no connection with Tom at all.
That's what Rick said. He's looking around like,
it's just somebody who lives in the area who came around stabbing on the set, and they just filmed him. And they're like, oh, man, we got lucky with this guy, and he almost killed our actor. But, you know, check this shit out. Like, he just started stabbing the wall on the fly. Like,
exactly.
You know, right before he shot this scene, he was like, you know, a Scorpio from Predator 2, where he just grabs handfuls of powder and stuffs it in his face.
Oh, yeah.
Dude's so coked out. He's like, this is the wall.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a thing for walls.
Yeah. I mean, how many drunk guys punch walls? Oh.
That's true.
That's because they don't have machetes.
Yeah, I've never fractured my hand once.
Now, you know, for Rama to get his cheek sliced like this, and to not even make like a whimper, that's some strong shit right there.
Well, better than that.
Yeah. I mean, it's way better than getting your cheeks clapped. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want that shit. And if you've seen that guy's eyes, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Especially with the machete, you don't want that at all.
He's gonna send a message.
But the smart thing is that he's like, oh shit, I just got sliced. But then he realizes when that guy has to pull that machete out, there can't be blood on it.
Yes.
So he like reaches up and wipes it as it's being pulled out.
That's a good scene. I mean, the idea of the scene where he's just stabbing through the wall in general is dumb.
But
but the conclusion of the scene is still kind of genius. Like how he just takes his hand and does that.
Yeah. Now there is the whole, I'm just going to leave my machete in the wall while I turn around and have a conversation with you. What the hell is going on?
I mean, it's not going anywhere. Like, who's gonna?
Yeah, I'll just leave it here. You know, I'm gonna deal with this. He'll be here when I get back.
It's true.
And I wasn't sure that there was something written on that. Like, this is the knife that belongs to Crazy Eyes. I don't know. I couldn't really tell, but
it's a custom handle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Indonesian. It says, "Give me all the coke."
Cool shots, though. I mean, I gotta say, for the sake of some cinematography aspects of this movie. Also, completely irrelevant. The soundtrack for this movie is pretty damn good.
Yeah. Good audio design.
Yeah, like that's probably, aside from the actual, like, you know, choreography and the fighting, it's probably the other best part about this whole movie is the soundtrack. So,
I mean, the shoot, you know, again, the cinematography on this is really impressive. You can tell that they planned a lot of this. They knew what they were doing. They were setting up good shots that were trying to convey the emotion they wanted to do.
I think this movie started to put like Indonesian movies and stuff like that kind of on the map. Like people started to pay attention to them. They're like, wait a minute, you guys actually do decent stuff out there. You got good choreography. You got good fights. You got good music. You got good cinematography. You have that over there. Oh my God. And now you're seeing a bunch of stuff from a lot of just Asian countries in general or whatever, Indonesia, South Korea, stuff like that. Like, people would sometimes watch it. Now you can just find it instantly. It used to be like it would take you a year or two before it would ever get released in the U.S. Now they're just instant. You know, people actually want to see it. Yeah.
Is water wet?
Let me ask Leon.
He might say it's dry. I don't know. Like, he hates it that much.
Words are not the same thing for him.
I mean, maybe water is, but I'm not, because I ain't getting any water.
There's some interesting trivia on how it was shot. The mess is all that. Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sure.
If you want to bring it up at all, Jim, I'll definitely we could definitely highlight it and talk about it
Jim,
for sure.
You're the
I think the other thing is that it's pretty clear this was shot on film, and you know, given the budgetary constraints and all that, when you're shooting on film, you better damn well plan your shot, because you know every inch costs money.
Yep.
And so you try and get it, you know, in a single shot if you can, and you do all the prep that you can to make sure that you're not wasting film on that. That's one of the real problems we have the modern movies, is that everything's shot digitally. We make 87 takes, and I don't like it, I'm gonna play the lights or whatever. It was like, if that was film, you'd already blown the budget in the first day with all the film you shot.
Yeah.
Plus the whole thing was we'll fix it in post.
Right. Yeah, we'll do that in post. It's fine. But yeah, he's smart enough to realize I can't allow him to see the blood on this blade, so he's able to, you know, do it very, very discreetly in a way that you know.
My man thinks 2 cops are hidden under that mattress.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
that's how high he is.
Yeah. Guy cannot perceive that low sitting bed, or the mattress. As you said, a good one. So, like,
was it really, Jam? A handheld digitals?
Well, it's like even I mean, they've seen the cops. They have vests on. Even if those cops are 130 pounds with a vest on, you're not fitting under there.
No,
like, you're not.
Not only that, but like, I mean, if you think like someone's wounded, you know, there might be blood, something like that. I mean, like the amount of time it would take, like, you would probably hear the breathing too. And I know they're quiet behind a wall, which is, I think, obviously gives them some, you know, something that can hide their breath.
I mean, not much, because I could just poke a machete through that wall. Come on now.
A little bit, but I mean, there's nothing that's going to prevent you from hearing or getting hurt under a bed. But anyway, he like when they bring him out after this, and he like, this guy lets out like this huge moan, and I'm like, dude, they just left. Like, there's no way these guys can just turn around and go, the fuck was that? Like we all heard that, right? Like that came from in this direction. Like we need to go
Yeah, I
back
mean,
there.
you saw how thin the walls were. I mean, there's no insulation or anything in between them, so it's
Yeah.
like that sound is traveling for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking of Short Kings,
Yeah. See, I mean, he's right. They can just tell how old a man is. I mean, see his balls; they saggy.
Then funny, you look, they're saying I'm looking up. It was shot in a Panasonic
that's a good
AG AF1 camcorder digital camera, but you figure but still these sets have to be redesigned. If you get these takes wrong, you have to set everything up all over again. So yeah,
You're going to be repairing the. Well, I mean, the good news is with those walls, it won't take some toothpaste, and you'll have solved the wall problem.
But it's still expensive. It's a point, like you said, Jay. Like these shots, to get these shots wrong 50 fucking times, it's gonna start actors getting tired. Doing these fight scenes, you don't want to keep doing it over and over again.
It's like how many pieces of furniture do we have because we broke it all in this shot.
Yeah.
So
it was digital.
yeah, Rossi, good to see you, brother. Hope you had a good weekend, man. Hope your Monday has been good to you. Hope you're feeling better now, finally, once and for all. Yeah, so at this point in the movie, we're kind of past the halfway point. We know that Jaka understands that Lieutenant Wayu or whatever his name is, he's now been outed as oh, you're the one that put us here and there's no backup.
You son of a bitch.
This son of a bitch, corrupted little bastard. He's like, oh, who did this? Oh, it was you?
It was the white hair.
Yeah. But like he has some guilt to him, which is interesting, I guess. And Mad Dog has found them. Mad Dog and his lackeys, which, Jaka, being the Chad that he is, comes at a bit of a stalemate. Obviously Mad Dog has the upper hand. Like all I have to do is pull the trigger, and you can't stab me with said knife. But
it's one of the scenes that really started to sell me on the movie when I first saw it. When he brings him in and he's like, "This is what I do," and he puts the gun down and he's like, "Let's duke it out." And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's ridiculous," but it was pretty awesome.
yeah,
Sure there is.
Aprilio official. I don't think I've seen you here before, but if anyone else has, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream here. Thank you very much for the raid. Salute. Yeah, I agree. Please make more action movies in Indonesia. 100%. Like they make some bangers, as Syfax pointed out earlier. I think it was after this movie that really kind of helped put them on the map. Like, 'cause I think the Raid 2 was a much bigger success than this one was, because everyone's like, "Oh, the Raid! Like, there's a sequel to this." 100%, we're watching it. So.
Right.
Yeah, and you'll notice even with the Raid 2, and they actually have a couple other movies that were before this one.
Yeah,
that they're not as big, but the action is just the same. Like they use the same action team because they can't find other people that can compete with what they're doing. Yeah. So they have so you'll see the same actors in different roles, even if it's a sequel to a movie. Like that's why the Raid 2, like Mad Dog's back again. But he's just a different character. It's because nobody can compete with that guy. He's so damn good that it's like we can't find anybody to do it. So here you go.
And again, very much like the Hong Kong movies that they had been making them for a good long time, but then they finally blow up, like the Dragon, for us, and then here we go, and then people start kind of pulling back from the the earlier catalog and watching the old kung fu movies and stuff like that.
Yeah. And for Mad Dog here, he insists obviously on fighting hand to hand. Like it's like this form of honor that Jaka accepts, because I think for Jaka, he's like, well, I'm the bigger dude. What can there's clearly a height advantage here.
You hide and he's like twice the weight and
size. And
he's trained. He's not. He ain't no scrub.
Right. Like Jaka's not like a rookie. He knows some
And
hand-to-hand
he
combat.
uses his size and stuff to his advantage during the fight and stuff. But it's like the other guy is just his tenacity and everything is just off the charts. That and whatever amount of cocaine he did before the fight.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys think that in this moment here, like where they're it's like this is what I do. This is what I'm good at in my hands, right? Yeah. Like, do you think in this moment Jock is like, I might die here, or do you think he's like, I got a chance of beating this guy?
I think. Well, I mean, the guy is known, and they actually talk about him in the band. That this guy is dangerous, and he'll kill you with his hands and feet. The other one is the brother's supposed to be smart, but he won't hesitate to put a bullet in you or whatever. But this guy, that physically he's dangerous, but Jock is looking at it and is like, well, I can hang, right? I mean, I've got weight on him and all that, and you may be fast, but
then hand to hand is a lot better than a knife versus gun, which is
yeah.
Like,
if I got to make the decision,
giving me the option, all right, let's go.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's throw down.
Ross, glad to hear you're doing better, man. I love this movie. One of the MMA analysts I recommend this movie. It's great. Yeah, dude. I mean, that's definitely one of the finer points about this movie is the MMA aspect to this, and especially with this
the
fight scene here. I mean,
next level.
Like, because I know, like, when you have a one versus many, like we see a couple times here in this film, like
everybody kind of taking their turn,
right? And sure, like, Rama is the one that has to remember the most, action parts, but when you have a 1v1 here, like, there's so much that is focused on you, and obviously, like, for the aspect of the movie itself, like, it's more than just about survival. Like, Jaka is literally like staring death in the face, as you just explained, Goodwin, like who Mad Dog is here. Like, there's this level of self-respect because it's like, we're gonna fight with honor, but at the same time, like, if Jaka loses his life, which is, again, more obviously happens, like he doesn't do it in like this method where, like, it's not necessarily a failure, because it's like, I think he obviously knew it was going to happen. Like, he doesn't beg for his life. He's not fearful, right? He's not like afraid of it either. So I mean, this scene here has, I think it's one of the most masculine parts in the entire movie. And I think it does speak to Jaka's character based on like how much dignity he has. Because
he goes out like a man, dude.
He goes out like a fucking G.
Yeah, he doesn't stop fighting.
Yeah.
Even when he's basically like knocked unconscious, it doesn't matter. He's still reaching up, trying to break the hold, because I mean, he's got his men that he's worried about, right? He has a lot of. It's not just me. If I go down, then what happens to my men? And that's always on his mind as well. But yeah, I mean, there's also to Cypax's point. He may die here. He was definitely going to die in the gun versus knife fight. That was.
It's like, shit. I got a chance. I'm going to take my chance.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah. God, this whole fight. I mean, you could just make clips out of this entire fight. It's just unfortunate. The music is so good in this fight too that it's just unfortunate for BS copyright issues. But I mean, like, even in certain parts where you think that Jaka has the upper hand, and like, boom, here comes Mad Dog's foot against his jugular, and he gets caught a few times, but here he's just like, let me just use my strength and size to just pick you up and throw you into a cabinet, which and there again, like, you think he's got the height, the weight advantage, like you could probably just choke him out, but next thing you know, Mad Dog,
he like runs off the wall, doesn't he? Like, does the
flips him over. Yeah, dude. Like, it would be cool to, or actually maybe kind of funny to watch this fight with like some Joe Rogan commentary and like, oh, did you see that? Like,
whoa, he got in there pretty deep, bro. Like, did you see that? Like, yeah, all right. Like,
does a spinning backflip off the wall, rotates. He's about to choke him out here.
Spinning back elbow right to the jugular. Did you see that off the curio cabinet? Those were made in 1950, bro. I saw it on the last one. Like,
you get DC going like, dog, he's gonna choke him out here. Dog is gonna choke him out here.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. Yeah, he breaks out and punches him in the face.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few times here where you just like,
he did.
The Mad Dog is like when he grabs him with his hands and he goes to the choke, right? Mad Dog is like a bit stunned and unconscious, right? Punch him in the fucking throat. What are we doing, right? I mean, just hit him in the throat. Then you can go ahead and play with your choke games or whatever. Do your damage while you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. This part was kind of a little funny, I guess, because like it's like the Coke wore off for a second here, and then he kind of just does the spinning move that like all of like the female characters in movies do, where they run at the man and then put their legs across, like
go high and look to throw them.
Yeah, I'm like,
what is that called? There's like it's like a cross. Yeah, it's
Frosty,
something they do it in
move?
wrestling. They do it in wrestling. Like,
yeah. It's like
a spinning freaking
scissor locks?
Guyana or scissor throw or something. I don't know.
Like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, even in this part, I mean, Jock is not doing well. He's obviously like,
I don't know, man. He looks pretty solid right there. I'd give him another beer. Like
his can't see out of one eye. His other eye is,
just like,
I mean, he looks like about 38 more seconds and he'll be finished with that eye rolled up there. He's like, I'm into the auto asphyxiation.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. But he's still fighting. Like he's, he punches him right in the neck, I think it was, which stuns him, and then like he does take his time here. Like he could have just made it a little easier, but
Yeah.
he's like kind of rubbing his forehead. Like, let me give you like one little like nice like last massage.
like,
while
I'm gonna lay you down.
yeah.
Here
you go.
About to sing some Barry White to him or something.
Yeah, listen to it now. The soundtrack is just, it's very like it stops and it goes in 10 seconds and stops. It's got this drums playing in the background and there's this intensity to it. Like, but it's cool how like as they stop fighting, the music stops fighting with them.
Yep.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like where like
It's the
to
pacing.
try and make clips out of this and have it's just I tried making some, and it's like it would have been a little bit more tricky to have it.
I mean,
done,
I was of the opinion that once it starts going to the A, I use my hands and all that, and then that final bit, and I was like, Mad Dog's homosexual, isn't he? But he's repressing it, and this is the only way that he can express that shit is.
I mean, even towards the end, which I know we're coming up on, but it's like he wants two dudes on him.
Yeah.
He wants
Let's
it.
go, baby.
And one dude's not enough to satiate my desire.
Well, he's like, come on, boys, dominate me. Let's go.
I need to be double teamed right now.
Yep.
And this is the last day of June, y'all, so it kind of fits that mold.
Exactly. Yeah.
My brothers, nonetheless. Oh my god.
Oh
What
my
a
god.
fantasy.
That's so hot.
It's a good one saying, John, I don't need the gun, John. I don't need the gun.
I don't need the gun, John.
Sorry, John.
Yeah, let's see. I got two moves for Mad Dog, Short King. Like,
Yeah.
It's so unnecessary. You should have just ran up in the head. Like what the
you could have. I was like, you could have just ran up and just like jump kicked them like Liu Kang, like like just kicked them right in the side of the head. Like you could have just done some slow motion.
that would have been perfect. Just bicycle kick like halfway
my
through
God.
the room, just like like.
But they were like, we can't afford wires, so he can't hang that hard. That's right.
What do you mean? I'm sure he could have done that in real life. Guys,
Yeah, exactly. Well, with that much coke, maybe.
He's just like floating like all shitty and it just lands on the back of his head, but like does like three kicks and like randomly
wrestling.
heel taps him and it's like, what was that about?
We got to represent Leon when he's not here.
Nope.
Waylon. Like it just wouldn't be proper.
And the scary part, Nick, is that's an hour and 5 minutes in a film. There's still another 36 minutes to go.
Yeah, and it's
A whole
Well,
lot
the
of
good news
fighting.
is there's some skippable scenes.
yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah.
The brothers talking, skip.
Yeah, I mean, here's the next snap. Just for the last little touchy feely part.
So just fucking.
But it's not like that. But he's
You're
just
no
like,
Daisy at all.
Nope.
Yeah, no Daisy. What were you saying, Blue? Sorry.
No, you're right. And just the whole.
Yeah, but I mean you can kind of hear it there, where like as soon as the fight's done, as soon as
the audio
Chad,
design
Jock, and
is
Dot-
done really well.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
timed up to the action and all that. I mean, they were smart. They knew what they were doing.
yeah. Very
I'm
very
looking
impressive.
now, Nick. It's basically we're gonna get 13 more minutes of dialogue right now, boy.
Wait, what? Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I wanted to go back for this part. So like leading up to how, the reveal of Andy actually, being a little bit of Andy. This guy's not from South Africa.
Mm.
I meant to say it, Rossi. To answer your question, did I
Steal Katie's glass eye.
did I steal Katie's glass eye? I did. I looked at her right in the eye and I said, "I got a better one for you, Katie. We're gonna replace that one with a gator eye."
Oh, nice.
Now that you're in Florida, higher value. You'll look a lot cooler. People won't.
Nobody will say anything about that.
Yeah,
eye.
so they'd be like, "Oh shit, she's for real." All right.
Yeah.
She's vicious. And I saw Peter as well. Good time.
I didn't get to meet Peter. He wasn't out there in Vegas, but I met Katie and Andy. Katie's a much taller in person than I thought. I mean, she's not taller than me, but she's tall for a woman.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
she's not pouty, but she's still tall. Yeah.
I think she and Pouty are the same height.
Pouty's 6'1".
Oh,
What?
wow.
Yeah.
She told me she was 5'8".
She said she was 6'1".
Okay, hold on. Someone's lying here.
That's what Pouty said.
Pouty? I'm gonna have to talk to
Katie's 5'8".
Yeah, Katie was like 5'8",
Katie's
and then when I met her, she had on like heels or like she had something on, and she was like almost as tall as me. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then I looked down. I was like, "Okay, wait a minute." And I was
yeah.
Because I'm exactly 6 foot. I'm slightly over 6 foot, and Andy's like 6'2" or something. That dude's fucking massive.
So some brutal scenes here in the elevator where Andy.
This was the when the SWAT guys grabbed the guy that's sitting in the chair and garrote him to pull him off of the chair to keep him silent. And I was like, that's not actually going to keep you silent. This will. Right. This is actually how the British Special Forces taught the people you go in from the side, trying to cut your main veins and arteries, but then you go out so that you cut through the voice box so that they just gurgle, and that's about it.
We do see that from Rama later on, though. But yeah, this is exactly right, Rick. Where, when he's stabbing this dude, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Right before he gets stabbed through the jugular.
Yeah.
God, and then, like the weird thing too is after he's pulling like the blade out, of this dude's neck, he does it for like in a slow manner. He's just like,
yep.
He's like.
I don't want to geyser. I don't want to get geysered.
Yeah, but man, exactly. It is someone's getting murked. And we know when he's like, "I don't want these two dudes with me." So yeah, they're getting shortened lifespan here. But so this was just more so like a little bit of a lead into going, "Oh, okay, well, there's brothers here, and what's the importance behind them?" Which, I mean, I think there's a couple of good lines of dialogue that I appreciate. And granted, it's in English, so who knows how accurate it is, but. It's just more so like, why are you still here? What are you doing here? Sort of routine. But when Rama says,
"Yeah, Rick, yes, exactly."
Yeah.
Except for the part where there are,
yeah,
that you would know because you were in the guy's office looking at all of his TVs and everything that was covered. But
oh yeah, we would those are just plot holes. It's okay.
They're black pothole.
Wait,
You know,
what?
you can't escape the gravity well of those plot holes. They are too much.
Yeah.
We are past the event horizon.
But Rama says like, "Oh, you're going to be an uncle." He's like,
Yes,
what?
it's manly.
Yeah. Which
And he's like, "You making that shit up?"
he's like, "Yeah, it's a boy. I just do." And then he's like,
Yep.
"Is that
I never
did
missed.
you tell me that just to like get me to go home
Yeah.
with you?" Like, it's like, no, but he says, "What the hell are you doing here? Like, you're gonna die here, like before the kid's even born." And I'm like, "Guy's got a point," but again,
Yep.
that's where I think the masculinity is maybe immeasurable for Rama, because he's like, I've been thinking about this case for a while now, and he it's in English, but he literally says like it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, again, case in point that we've made a couple of times so far, like, he's got some fear, but like you can't really tell because of how well he's fighting, how in the heat of the moment when there's bullets flying at him, he's somehow maintaining composure to think quick on his feet, whether it's let's get some propane tank and throw it in the fridge with a grenade and try to create a blast. Maybe this guy that I saved earlier on, or I helped early on, is going to help us out. Look, we can use this axe to go through the floors. Like he's doing everything he possibly can. Is he that prepared? Does he know this building very well? Not really. Not better than the guy who lives there.
He's
as he
just
says.
thinking on his feet, just
Right.
thinking like just flying by the seat of his pants, but at the same time making all the right decisions and still being aware of his surroundings is the other
Yep.
thing. That's he's really good at that. He knows, he's like, wow, I saw an axe. I know there's a floor there. I saw a propane tank. Here's a fridge. He uses what he has and he does it on the fly. Like, so it's pretty smart. I mean, it's like,
Yep.
hey, this is all I got. I got to use what I got. There you go.
Does see in subtitles next. He said, "It fucking terrifies me." Damn.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
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 No, they're iconic, Waylon. They're iconic.
Or
Black holes are gay.
Jammer brings up a point.
Yeah, you ever been to one?
Yeah. Apparently they just suck you in indefinitely. So
Oh my god.
yeah. Is
God.
it really that bad of a time? I don't know.
Yeah. Now I'm curiously aroused. And,
No, it's got me thinking here.
yeah. Let's get that spaceship going.
Time to party.
Elon, when we go to a black hole, buddy,
Yeah.
please discuss this film's lack of diversity. I mean, Zach's also brings
Listen.
up a good point.
Look,
You know-
we have Haitian crazy guy with a machete. That's representation.
Yeah.
We have white-haired guy who's wearing brown paste. We suspect that's good. We've got Josh Hartnett. Hartnett's in it. So I mean, what more do you want?
See, the film does lack alcohol, but it makes up for it with Coke. So
It's lacking like a very strong gay couple who definitely adopted a male child for nothing but regular reasons. That's not there, and you need it in these kind of movies. You just do.
Well-
Zach's the short guy here. He's gay. He's repressed, and that's why he has to come up with excuses to
It's
have
the-
two
the
men
Asian-
take him on at one time.
He is about to get double teamed right now.
Yeah.
it's the Asian Bennett.
Yep. But this is what he likes. He's like, I was torturing this guy, but that wasn't enough pleasure for me.
Yeah.
So-
BDSM with just for one doesn't really get it
Yeah.
for me anymore.
Yeah,
Let me let him down.
and plus he does it slow too, taking his time.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, it's to bring up that tension, right? Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember there's music going on at this part per se, but
Almost there. Huh?
kids represented, but they don't last long.
Yeah.
Damn.
Again, this is the perfect movie for Leon, because
Yeah.
kids don't last
Yeah.
long.
I was
Fuck
waiting
them kids.
for Rama to come in there, and you just hear da 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 da, right? And then bring out the gimp.
Yeah, deeply closeted, exactly.
Yeah.
No blondes. Yeah, the lack of female representation in this movie is
Yeah.
Healthy.
That's one word for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do have a white-haired guy, so it's like a blonde, platinum blonde.
Where the white women at? No.
They had the good sense to not come in this building. There was one woman. We saw a woman.
Yeah.
She has cancer, but we saw her.
No, the previous action scene, Nick, is pretty cool though. And they're fighting inside the.
Oh, dude. Yeah. I mean, this is.
I mean, it is a dope action scene, like in general. But yeah.
Yeah, this is definitely like one of the best parts of the movie.
Music
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of music here, but it's. I do have a couple clips that hopefully won't get dinged, but I tried to time it right, of course. But
as soon as he walks in the door, his brother. All you just hear is his brother getting his ass kicked, but there's no music. It's just all this monotone sound.
yeah, I mean, I definitely think like this. Like this whole scene definitely represents like masculine willpower, right? Like it's got endurance on crack, the loyalty of brotherhood here. Like, both Rama and Andy are like, we're not going to back down until this dude's dead. And I mean, like they take an ass beating, like a literal ass beating.
I do like that small detail. He's wrapping his hands up. His hands are all fucked up from holding that chain. Like,
It's a small detail, but it means something, I think, from the fight.
Well, no, that's from when he was stabbed in the hand.
That's right.
Thomas.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right.
I know what beast people are. They all on Ozempic?
They eat the fat ones first, Rick.
Yep. The fat ones are the first to go in Thailand.
Yeah.
I, for one, think garden tools and dishwashers shouldn't be allowed to vote.
That's bigoted, and I won't stand for that.
It's masculine too. How he's getting his ass kicked. You never hear like him screaming out, him crying. He sees his brother. He doesn't say a word to his brother. He just looks
Appreciate
at
it, Salty. Good to see you, brother.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
Let us healthy.
This whole scene, there's no words. There's no dialogue.
No, you are comfortable with the reality, but maybe not the term.
I think definitely for this is the second time they've been united in the movie. But like this isn't them talking. This is about them fighting for their lives here. So they both come out of this. They both got their reasonings. Where obviously Andy's already compromised here, but like he has something real to fight for at this point. And I think based on their last conversation, you definitely feel like they might not have agreed with one another, but even for this moment,
Right now,
Rama's like, we're gonna put that aside. It's like temporary forgiveness, I guess you could say. Because we both have to rely on we have to rely on our strength here now. Like just
well, this is a standard mistake, right? I mean, we having a family fight. Somebody else decides they're going to get into it. All the family turns around and kicks their ass, right?
It's like, we're gonna put this shit on pause.
Yeah, trust me, I'll be back to you, but we're going to deal with this motherfucker decided to butt into our business.
This dude's looking at him like, they got pretty mouths, and
God, I hope they manhandle me.
See the way he do? He's just like this.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
It's like, my God. All right.
Look, he has a fantasy. He wants to make sure everybody's in place for it.
all right, which one of you guys could come at me first?
Yeah.
Must be the Oreo in the center.
Yeah. Interesting that he rolled up the chain so no one could use it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, no weapons of any kind. Doesn't matter if it's a gun, a knife, whatever. Like only hands and feet. Kato likes the latter though. Of course.
It's true. I did say that.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
But yeah, obviously, well fought, well choreographed.
Older brother sucks. He gets his ass kicked on the regular and like knocked out multiple times, and then manages to wake up just in time.
Rama or Iko Uwas is like that he's killing it in this. I mean, Nick said it earlier too, where it's like he has to memorize the most amount of fight scenes, because he's the main character, and it's like he just knocks it out of the park as far as the fight choreography goes. and it's extremely impressive.
We're going for the bad guy.
Oh God, that's who it was. The lieutenant reminded me of Jack Black from Tropic Thunder.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
Actually, yeah, it does.
That does check out. Who's addicted to heroin, right?
Anything you got.
Or coke, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Stroke the pipes, swallow gravy.
Yeah. Stroke the shafts. Swallow
Swallow the
the
gravy. Cut the balls.
we will be 100% reviewing that movie.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm freaking out right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. It's so good, dude. Yeah, I think Andy puts up more of a fight. But I know I skipped over it because it was just, again, like skippable. But there is another hallway scene that happens right before this. So, Rama is, I don't want to say he's definitely not gassed, but his endurance gauge isn't 100%. And yes, Mad Dog definitely had a fight, with our Chad Jaka earlier. Which again, so Mad Dog's, endurance power gauge is empty, isn't full either. But it's like no one's fighting on full gas because I think Andy was just being tortured. He got his hand impaled, with a knife. He's been, tortured, hung up by a chain. But this fucking scene right here was awesome.
The way he caught his leg midair.
The way he caught, yeah, I had a clip for that.
Nice.
That was one of the coolest parts of the choreography because it was.
Yeah,
so,
God, I wonder how many takes they needed. For some
I know.
Of these
I was
things,
like,
man.
it was so
holy
fluid.
Shit. Yeah.
But just to time it right,
This was all one take. Come on.
Yeah. Huh?
I mean, I don't know. Let's look at it. Like that catch to get yanked down seems like they didn't cut it at any point.
Shit, in America, it's in Indonesia. That's what he's trained for.
They're like, we can't afford to do this again. You got one shot. Go for it.
We all have to be spot on here. So make it count, boys.
That's most of the budget drugs.
Yeah.
Well,
that was like $100 or like one line of Coke. Come on.
Yeah.
Like we can't afford to do anymore.
I mean, their biggest problem is, oh shit, we just broke all the teeth out of our bad guys, so we got to take 3 weeks off while the dentist puts stuff back in.
Maybe, yeah.
Because if he doesn't catch himself, he is eating the floor.
It is.
Yeah. That's how good he is.
Exactly. Let's do this. But
dude's just jumping around like a Dark Souls character. Is just dodging everything.
Yeah.
I mean, they cut back to the captain, but Nick, this whole sequence, start to finish, it's 8.5 minutes long.
I was gonna say it's like it's the longest fight scene in the entire movie. And obviously kudos to them for I mean, honestly, just putting it all together. I
mean, they knew what they were delivering, right? And so it was like, okay, this is the thing you got to do right. Let's do this.
This scene, we hear my kid busting laughing. Okay, fine. Here's the equalizer. I'm going to stab him in his neck. He's probably going to bleed out any second now because
no,
his adrenaline pumping cordial artery.
Dude, I was about to say, like, as far
I think
as
it made him stronger.
well,
it gives him an extra air hole to breathe through, so he's now double his cardio.
He is Bennett, where Bennett hit the electric fence, got stronger, powered up.
Rossi, can you cosplay as Mad Dog at MegaCon next year?
Stab you in the neck, it just turns me on.
Yeah, I mean, once he got penetrated, he got really excited. Then he was ready to go.
My kid's like, Dad, why won't this guy die? I'm like, son, that man's got endurance your father will never have.
Exactly, because his plot armor is strong.
Holy shit.
Yeah, exactly, Rick. More oxygen flow is
yep.
I can breathe better now.
That's right.
I
got 2 places to breathe. I got double the cardio. Let's go.
I've got 2 holes.
He's like, I got 2 holes, one for each brother now.
Yeah. I got 2 holes, one for each of you.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's Mad Dog is like this pure force of chaos where the fact that he's impaled in his neck, right? You can see it right here.
He's
Yep.
aging chaos.
right here.
That's a flesh wound.
Yeah.
Tis but a
Tis but a
scratch.
flesh wound.
Yeah.
I like, yeah, his instinct is like, I'm just gonna fight till I die, instead of like, how will I survive this? He's
Yeah,
just
hell
like,
with that.
screw it, let's go out, let's go
Fight
out in
now,
a
think about
blaze of
survival
glory.
later.
Yeah, it was like the way I'm going to survive this is to kill these motherfuckers, and then I'll deal with that shit.
It's like Rick said, finally someone poked me.
He's like, I can still breathe through this really shitty tube that definitely is giving me an infection right now. But
Yeah, that's fine.
Right there, how he lived through bashing he's bashing his head against the fucking bottom.
Yeah, I was like he's bashing Andy's face against the concrete there. Like it's crazy.
Why his neck has been impaled? It's still hanging out.
Dude, like
It's fine.
his Mad Dog's physical dominance here is like unreal.
Next
He's like a
level.
fucking feral beast.
Rick James said it best. Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
It's very Rick James was absolutely correct.
dude, he can just do like the biggest line with that new tube he just got
Exactly.
inserted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's just being like, just
Yeah.
But he does fuck up though. Like and on it's not like he was calculating it this way, because he does that move where what is it? I think it was Rama that has him like by the throat, which you probably enjoyed, but he did this like he jumps up and then with his momentum like
Yeah, you look to
Throws
flip
him.
the guy.
flips
Yep.
him and then hits the lights, and it's like well, obviously that's how the
Yeah, that's how you get the fluorescent bulb.
bulb comes out, but they use their team up power. This reminded me, and again, I was like, I don't know if the Russo brothers stole this in Captain America: Civil War with like Bucky and Steve. They're fighting, 2v1 against Iron Man, and then Iron Man starts to fight back. Obviously, a little bit of a different turn out of here.
Yeah.
But it definitely kind of felt like that up until this point where
Rick's right, man. This guy's a Muslim Klingon.
might as well be, I guess, right?
Yeah. And Rossi, he doesn't need to see a chiropractor. He needs to see a velocipaster.
Ooh.
It's at the 129.20 mark. That fucking 10-piece combo hits him in his chest. Holy how can anyone move their hands that fast?
Oh yeah, that's when
He just goes like this.
Rama starts hitting him with the
I mean,
Liu
damn.
Kang, right?
Yeah, you grabs me by the neck. Yeah.
Yeah.
You ever seen IP Man? Like
Yeah.
there's that one with Donnie Yen, or he mows a guy down, just like punching him in the chest. Like he walks his ass down while he's punching him in the chest. It was crazy.
I remember watching IP
It's him
Man
like 45 times or something.
watching IP Man in prison. Guys thought it was CGI. It's how fucking fast Donnie Yen is. Like,
Donnie Yen's insane anyway. I mean, the stunts that he pulls.
Donnie Yen's a real one, yeah. Russo Brothers probably stole it given their other creative endeavors.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really cool 2v1 scene. That was
I can't
8
wait
minutes
for
long.
Avengers Doomsday.
I mean, I'm ready for it. Let's go. It's going to be at least as amusing as Ironheart.
Well,
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I don't think it'll be that bad, but it's definitely gonna be a lot of content. to talk
Dude,
about
that's going to
for
be
sure.
comedy gold. It is going to be a rich vein of comedy to mine.
my poor liver. I will not watch Ironheart sober.
Yeah, I know. I won't either. I gotta finish my damn video for that anyway. So yeah, we get the fatality, much like Jay pointed out. You go
Yep.
forward,
Yep.
which
Rip that throat out.
yep. I believe I have that on a little clip here. Yeah, the reason why there's no audio is because there's like a ton of music playing there.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to use the damn clip, but like I got to get rid of the audio. So,
Yep.
but damn, what a fucking scene! Like,
I won't lie.
sweeps the leg or kicks him in the fucking or knees him in the spine. Like,
Yeah.
It's like the chip damage combo to the point where he gets him down and just like that's so fucking brutal.
But after they opened the door, I was expecting him to get up again. I'm like, I was still kick.
I know. I was like, you better lock that door behind you.
Exactly.
He's not dead. He just gets up, and takes the.
I was waiting for like
Exactly. Yeah. He starts using that shit on you.
Yeah.
It's like My kid's like, Dad, is he really dead? I'm like, son, I'm not sure.
Gemma, no, you're not a
He's gonna
masochist,
start
man.
floating and shit. And he's just
I watch
your
Ironheart
soul is
sober.
mine. Like,
Yeah, your soul is mine.
Jamie, you're better
comes
than
back
me.
all Sang Shun or Sang Chung or whatever.
Dude, I don't know how. Yeah, I mean, we'll find out tomorrow night because it's just, oh god, it's so fucking stupid. But
Fucking piece of shit.
Mephisto's in it. He's definitely there. Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'm just happy that so far the villain is the Hood. That makes me laugh. I hope he has a sidekick named
wait, are
Ghetto.
you talking about like Chicago?
The
Hood?
villain is Ironheart. Ironheart is the villain of her own show.
Ironheart
He's
is
the fucking
iconic.
villain.
Stop it. She's saving the planet, for God's sakes.
Damn
she has
right.
solar powered and wind powered, on that suit. It's all good.
Oh, she's
Yeah,
dead.
look.
Yeah, that she keeps in her kitchen because that's where all the solar is, right?
Hell yeah. I mean, you can't leave that shit outside. Somebody steal it.
Or in her
100%.
closet. Yeah. Where in her closet where all the wind and solar are. Just
Man, that's the only thing in the closet in that show.
This show is so fucking bad, man. It's terrible.
It is hilarious.
I can't wait to watch it.
It is magnificently stupid. It is. I mean, if the Klan sat down and wrote it, they would not make it this stereotyped.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they'd be like, Bobby, I think, you think this might be a little too stereotyped? I don't know. This seems a little excessive.
Can we have a little black boy walking around with a wagon?
Yeah.
Why? Because that happens everywhere, doesn't it? It's like,
right, Gemma, that's fair.
it doesn't, but let's go ahead and throw it in there. Anyway.
You sure you want that Hispanic to have his powers be with a blade? Knives? That's a little too on the nose, Bobby.
No, we want him to be able to be like, I can't breathe, but when he says I can't breathe, he goes invisible though.
Yeah, exactly. That's his power. He's got to have fentanyl power.
In fact, you said
that way no cops can actually put their knee on his back if he's invisible when he's not breathing.
Yeah,
he said Hispanic.
Yeah,
I loved.
I'll get them Hispanics up there.
Yeah, Hispanic. He's Hispanic.
Get some of them Hispanics right
Yeah,
there.
Hispanics.
and then Rick, she can't explain what she is to her own mother.
Dude, she literally like gives a random kid in college like a freaking force field, and it like she only gets like $100 for it, and it's like, how did you not copyright that and like throw that out or like?
Look, she's an engineering genius. She didn't study economics. She don't know that shit. Come on.
She's too smart for me. Getting $100 for that awesome idea is like clearly the move.
I loved Jay Longbone when she was reviewing the first episode. They had the flashback about the stepfather and the friend getting killed, and she's like, "They should have known better to be near the windows in Chicago. Hell, what the hell are they thinking?" I was dying.
Yeah. All right, let's close this movie out. Obviously, in the last moments here with the lieutenant, he is revealed to be the traitor.
No,
I know we didn't see that coming.
with
he's a coward.
Nick, who would have seen it coming?
I didn't hear it coming, but it's a different language, I guess. He tries to be a bit of a badass by shooting Yamat point blank to the head. But he's a coward. He wants to take his own life and realizes that shit, I didn't count the bullets in this gun.
That was hilarious because I did. And I was like, the whole time I was like, that man out of bullets. He gonna be disappointed. But the reason he does this is because Tama or whatever the hell his name is, he explains to him, he's like,
you're dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yep.
I mean, they sent you here for me to kill you. Even if you get out of here, they're gonna kill you at home or somewhere else, right? And yep.
This guy's got a lot of low T here. Didn't think this through whatsoever. Which is kind of ironic considering like you'd think him and all his wisdom probably wouldn't really get involved in this, but I guess desperate men do desperate things, and
well, he thought he was going to get the big corrupt guys were sending him there to kill Tama, and then he would move up the food chain.
Right.
He was mistaken.
Yep. Did not think that through. Drops the gun, and they're like, "All right, well, here's all the evidence we need. This old man here in his mid-30s is like, well, I'm glad I did my due diligence and helped them out. It all worked out. Bit of a gamble, of course, for him and his wife.
He's like,
His wife might be pissed at him still after the fact because that's what women can do still.
yeah.
But the brothers walk them out, and like Andy says something like, in this world, you do as I say. I'll protect you. And he says something like, but can you protect me in your world? Something like that. It's weird in English, but he's taking stabs at Rama because again, Rama wants him to
come back to the
home.
regular. Yeah. Come back to like a regular
his
life.
father's life. Yeah. And
he's
I
like,
mean,
nope, been too long. This is what I'm good at. And this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, they walk away. Actually,
He's like, we're coming back. We won't be here. Bye.
Oh, I do have a clip, but it's like it's right as they walk away here.
Then why stay? For the same reason you stayed in that uniform. It just fits.
That dub is freaking awful.
Same reason.
I think you meant to say awesome is what you meant to say. It is magnificent.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
dude.
it is fantastic. There you go.
It
Yeah,
is.
there.
It is the iron heart of dubs.
The funny part that's actually the dialogue from the subtitles.
I have not
Is it
seen
really?
that version. I
But it's
feel
just-
like I need to.
But it just sounds so much better in English.
Oh, you have to watch the dub version. It is magnificent.
I mean, so yeah, I think in this moment here at the end, for masculinity purposes, Rama is able to walk away with like a quieted resolve, even though he's like badly physically wounded. But like the fact that he was able to survive all this like warrants a well-deserved like victory. And
he saved his asshole partner, buddy, teammate.
right. So he saved the lieutenant. So it's he did bring someone back. But I think
it's not the lieutenant. It's the
the guy
the guy he left with the old man or whatever the hell.
Oh yeah. The guy who he argued with at the beginning.
Yeah.
But I think for this in the entirety of what Rama had to go through, like he's obviously a lot more experienced here, but he knows like the value and the cost of every life and like every decision that goes into it based on like the choices he had to make. I mean, it's like he tried to like at least he saved one person, right? It turns out to be the guy who was the asshole. I'm sure he much would have rather to try and saved Sergeant Jaka if he could have had a choice, but there again he didn't. So it's like I at least saved a guy and arrested a guy, who had prior knowledge of this, and I forgot what happens in the second movie with Rama. I don't know if he gets promoted or not. I don't know if he's like a higher rank, but maybe I'll watch that at some point in English dub because I'm sure that's equally hilarious.
Oh God, yes, you got to.
But yeah, it's this quiet masculine exit here to the Raid Redemption.
Yeah, and respects his brother's decision. He's like,
Absolutely,
you do you.
Yeah, he's like, it's like that line. He goes, well, just because it fits, you know, like he throws it right back at him, and like it's so spot on that even Rama's like, dude's right. Like,
Yep. I'm gonna go have a hard conversation with Dad after this.
Yeah, like
He got me on that one. I don't got
no rebuttal.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Dad,
Sick
listen.
burn.
Yeah, Dad, listen, and he's got a point. So you're just gonna have to live.
You
with
can also
it.
say to the brothers, like, fine, okay, they took out the bad guy, the head dude. Now it's my turn.
Yeah, I mean he is in charge.
Yeah,
because he says we're going to move here. We're coming back, and we're not going to be here.
He's like, fuck my brother.
Exactly.
Doubly magnificent.
So I think for the reflection of this movie is that there's obviously discipline. There's you try to be protective of your men. Rama's not invincible because he obviously took hella damage, but he was able to withstand that chaos and the amount of not just enemies that he had to face, but the amount of times that he could have died. So like I think he was so rooted in his purpose, and again, like you mentioned, Blue, and even in the translation where he says he's fucking terrified. But that's also what excelled him into getting through this. Which is very important. He stepped up to be a leader. Based on his action. Obviously, he's a rookie rank. He's not a sergeant, even though we did have good leadership from an actual sergeant. Even though he went out like a G as well. There's a lot of grit in this movie from the main characters of Jaka and Rama. Before we get to the rating, which character do you guys think represented the strongest code of masculinity? It's probably only two people, but
it's pretty much Jaka. But Jaka is probably the real standout.
Yeah,
and I mean, obviously Rama actually lives, but Jaka pretty up there because all his act up until when he goes away, or up even until when he gets taken out. He's just like, hey, I'm going to stand my ground. And he was there the whole time. Like he's probably the best representation of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he has a responsibility. He never backs down off it, but he's always worried about his men, and trying to save them. And, he goes up against Mad Dog one-on-one and hangs pretty damn well. And finally it gets out. It took Rama and his brother to finally take out Mad Dog.
Yeah.
I think that there's a point that Andy makes about Rama where he's like, for the same reason you kept that uniform on, right? Because you could have, if you were just worried about surviving,
right,
throw that shit off and grab some clothes off of the numerous dead guys that are laying all over the place, right? And just try and blend in and get out. But he didn't. Same way that Jaka, that never would have entered his head. But you don't know what's going on, in Jaka's life like you do Rama's, where he has wife and kid on the way, but still has that honor that he doesn't back off of it.
Yeah.
Rossi, are you still here? Oh, you are. I just saw you. Rossi, I just saw your DM. Rossi, dude. All right. So just for context, Rossi pointed out and asked if I saw Katie's glass eye, and which I explained I did, and gave her an alligator eye. So Rossi makes a super chat to the dualies and says, Katie, Nick told me he gave you an alligator eye from Florida to put in. What a great souvenir. How dare you not wear it tonight? So disrespectful with an alligator emoji.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Now we need to get her to look up in the Urban Dictionary what alligator eye is, just like we did with Max during the birthday streams.
Yes. I think we might have to visit the Urban Dictionary again. Maybe
I'm betting alligator eye is in there. I just know it.
It actually is.
Of course it is.
I'm not going to read it, but it's very interesting.
I have no doubt.
I will save it.
Sure, it is.
I will save it for the. We'll talk about the monetization stream in time, but
let's make sure Katie's on that.
100%. If we have to do it on a Tuesday, just to make sure that happens, who knows? But
Wayland, that's the best way to watch it.
I mean, come on, let's go. Alligator eyes for everybody. Let's go.
I will look up every single Urban Dictionary for a donation. How about that?
God.
Yep. Every super chat that has something in it.
Yeah. We will discuss
And even
it.
if it's just a clever expression, we'll look it up anyway just to see if it's in there.
Right, we'll fact check it.
Yeah.
We don't want
Like-
fake news here. We
Yeah.
want the best news, the accurate news.
Only the best news, just
We
the
don't want to
best.
be like MSDNC. Why do I look things up? Yeah. Boy. All right, so let's get to our masculinity ratings for the movie. Blue, what you got?
I mean, masculinity for the film, not the plot. It's peak masculinity to the point where one guy was like, you know what? I'm not going to fight one brother. I want to fight both brothers at the same time.
Yeah.
But he does make it a fair fight because he could just easily kill the one brother. He's like, fuck it, man. I'm so badass. I'm going to fight both of you guys at the same time with no weapons. And even to a point earlier, he does say that, like, pulling the trigger is too easy. He's like, it takes away the rush. He said, it's like ordering takeout. I want to feel the rush of it. Also, there's a twisted code of honor because he does have dead to rights and he does beat him with his bare hands.
Yeah.
So Mad Dog's awesome.
I agree. Sci-Fax, what about you?
I'm gonna go with a solid 9 on this one. Just because kind of for the same reasons of that. Like there's so many awesome just masculine scenes in it where it's just like one guy versus a bunch of people, and you got to throw down. And also, there's there's the scenes with Rama. You didn't show the second hallway scene, but he's actually trying to help his friend through the hallway, and his friend actually comes up and stabs him or stabs somebody like during that fight. It's the machete gang that rolls up on him.
Yeah.
And but it's like stuff like that happens, and it's like it's one person versus a building, like that's kind of what it ended up becoming. It's like one guy takes on a whole freaking building of people. It's it doesn't get much more fucking hardcore than that. And I love this movie. I can rewatch it all the time. I've never watched it with the dub version. It makes it sound like it might actually make it a funny movie instead.
It is,
because I've it makes it probably way funnier. So,
yeah, it adds the necessary humor component that the original is missing. And
And this thing, Nick, like almost what Cy was saying, he walked into a room with everyone's got machetes but him. He's so badass. He's like, you know what? Then I'm not going to pick up a weapon. I'm just going to keep going.
Let's go.
Exactly.
Baton? Who needs that? Knife?
Who cares about tactical advantage and practicality?
I got my fists right here.
Who needs guns?
I need.
Exactly.
Yeah, he should have reloaded his biceps like Cavill and
yeah, the little
yeah.
And it worked better as a cavalry because the claws came in at that point.
Yeah.
The fact that he redid that.
Peak femininity, the wives that don't get involved.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want to read Rossi's comment. Katie said she's never loved and hated someone as much as me. She said she talked to you about MegaCon. She'll see me there. Yes. I told her that they definitely need to go to MegaCon. I don't know who all is going to be going to MegaCon, but for them, it's, I think, an easier journey. Plus, there's a lot more to do in Central Florida than there is in Vegas. I'd argue that it's safer here, for the most part, but not that it'll matter.
I mean, Vegas wasn't bad. It's just that everything is way too expensive out there now, and it's like so much worse. And also, if you don't like to gamble, then it makes it a lot less things to do.
Exactly.
And they don't like to gamble. They didn't want to gamble. I was like the only person on the trip that went and gambled, and I'm like, what's the point of going to Vegas if you're not going to try to gamble at least a little bit? But okay.
I feel like Leon would have gambled. He didn't gamble at all.
I didn't see him gamble at all. I'm pretty sure I was the only one that I was around. I was only there for like 2 days, so maybe they gambled when I wasn't there. But
I mean, he took quite a gamble on that bus.
Trusting that he would get thrown safely into a pool while being deathly afraid.
Well, it wasn't going to be safe because it's water, and he was terrified of it.
Question. I guess I thought about this after the fact. I'm like, who would have given him mouth-to-mouth CPR if he couldn't get out of the pool?
Thank God I didn't go to Vegas.
Probably Andy. No.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like either Andy, Katie, Gooch.
I mean, Gooch
Badger.
being a trained paramedic would have kind of felt compelled, but he'd have been pissed afterwards.
Yeah, he would have coached Andy through it. No.
Yeah. It's time for you to learn, Andy.
Yeah. Andy, put your mouth like exactly
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this position. I would have gambled with you, Haas. Yeah. At least like low stakes at that point. I mean, even if you set up your own sort of little.
That's one of the harder things to do in Vegas, especially on the Strip, is to find tables where it
Oh, on
is
the Strip is like
reasonable strike.
impossible.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
we were down near shit. What's it called? What's the cheap area called? I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm blanking on it right now. It's like I'll remember here in a second.
Yeah,
But
I remember. I mean, I was completely wasted when I was last in Vegas, so that's what I was told to do, and I did it.
yeah, you can still find like dollar games down there and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm blanking on the name. It's like the main place I go to, and I can't even fucking remember it. Like,
Someone could give him mass-to-mouth CPR.
yeah, that's what would have happened right
Steph
there.
Rossi. Good one.
Yeah.
What is your masculinity rating, sir?
I probably could give this one. I mean, there's a lot of macho in this. There's also some pretty good masculinity, but one of the main masculine virtues is using your fucking head. And so running at a bunch of guys with machetes without picking up weapons that are right at your feet. Not peak masculine. That's a bit more the I want Canadian maid service, but I'm not Canadian. So I'm just hoping that they'll handle it for me. I mean, there's a few instances of wait, what? Why are you doing that? This doesn't make a lot of sense, and it can't be excused by I'm in the middle of a fight or something like that, because like that first hallway where he kicked like everybody's ass with his baton and knife. Eventually gets knocked away. He still manages to kill him. And then there's a whole hallway of dead people. He walks back to his buddy, which means he walks past the baton, the knife, the weapons that other people had, and grabs none of them. And then is shocked and amazed when he gets into another fight and he's unarmed. I know why they're doing it, but that's more trying to show off macho than it is masculinity. But I think we have the Chad, Sergeant Raka, and Rama does he does the honorable thing. He doesn't punk out and try and run, try and hide. He's always trying to like take care of his buddy. Even if it would be, increase his survival chances a lot, to abandon that guy, tries to do the right thing, when he has the chance. So I'd probably give it like a 7. Again, if Arama was smarter, in certain situations, it would certainly bump it up, but there's a lot of he needs to do stupid things because we really want this cool fight, which again plays to the macho great and is a lot of fun to watch. But I would not recommend that if you're facing like 8 guys and one of them has the craziest eyes you've ever seen on the planet and they all have machetes.
Wow.
That you run at them with just bad breath in your hands.
I don't know if there's a video game. I don't remember there being one. I mean, I'd say Sleeping Dogs is something that is maybe comparable to it, but
I mean, there's a Cadillacs and Dinosaurs video game, for God's sakes. Because what the hell are we doing if we don't have a raid?
Yeah, I mean,
when you type in Raid Redemption, it just comes up as Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
Well, it's peak masculine.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And is there a Dread video game?
No, unfortunately.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, because the movie did.
I don't know why they
crap.
didn't.
let's see. Sleeping Dogs is a pull this up here. I just found something that said, ask the same question. Are there any games out there that are similar to the Raid or John Wick? As an example, someone on someone on Reddit said, Sleeping Dogs, if you haven't seen it, which I guess is as Wei Shen, an undercover cop trying to take down the triads, you'll have to fight your way up the organization without blowing your cover. That's the premise, in Hong Kong. But never heard of it. When did this come out?
Yeah, they made like 2 sequels to it too.
Yeah,
that sounds like the Japanese gangster gangs where you're trying to move up and all this stuff. Maybe not as an undercover cop, but it's kind of the same thing. It's, Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any other game out there that Sleeping Dogs, the definitive edition, came out on October 8th, 2014. It definitely feels more Hong Kongish. I'll pull up the tab here if you want to watch the little trailer.
But it was like Waylon, it's low T unless we get a sponsorship, in which case it is peak masculinity.
Right. Yeah. If Raid Shadow Legends wants to put us as characters in the game, by all means,
Sure.
High T as fuck.
Hell yeah.
Also, what's up, Nestor? I thought I did, or just Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is definitely one of those movies that you'd think there was a game that it was either potentially based off of, or is very similar to as a comparison. Let me see here. Hold on, let me, because the Chrome. Oh, where's my Chrome tab? So here's the You guys hear that?
We can hear it. We can't see it.
We can't, but it's on the screen. Look.
Oh, hang on. Just kidding.
There you go.
All right. I know how to work things.
Redeveloped and remastered.
Sleeping Dogs.
Acclaimed Hong Kong open world action experience, Sleeping Dogs, is back for the new generation in the definitive edition.
Oh yeah.
You are Wei Shen, a member of the Sun On Yi, and one of the most feared and respected triads in the city.
You must be a very dangerous man, Wei Shen.
You're also a highly skilled undercover cop.
Second one.
That is exactly what we want people to think.
With new advanced hardware, fine-tuned gameplay action, and upgraded visuals and audio, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition is more immersive and impressive than ever before.
Has a better story than the Raid does.
I mean, that's not hard.
Yeah, well.
It's on the streets of Hong Kong where you'll make a name for yourself. And with the definitive edition,
Oh, is this dubbed
you'll be
too?
experiencing Sleeping Dogs.
I was gonna say the dubbing sounds like what you guys
Yeah,
want.
exactly. You must be very dangerous.
Utilizing the powerful
Hey,
hardware
asshole.
of new
Do you want to go fight over here?
Yeah.
I have a Riona.
texture
Yeah.
improvements
Get over here,
that
bitch.
applied across the city,
Oh, hello.
making Hong Kong more
Is this,
beautiful
pre-GTA
and
or-
realistic than ever before.
Yeah, I think this has a lot more just shooting than it does
Plus,
fighting.
added boosting
Yeah.
power
Yeah.
also
Yeah, I think the closest you'll get to the Raid as a video game is Street Fighter 2.
Well, not
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. So no actual game based off of it, but
No.
No.
we should watch Payback. That's the one with Mel Gibson, right?
He wants he wants his $67,000.
I know he wants $70,000. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like I love that movie. I think it's hilarious.
It's funny.
Chris Christopherson is hilarious in that, where he's like, you tell me where he is, and you won't have to find out what your left nut tastes like. We're like, oh,
He's like, he says to him, "I'll give you, I'll give you a blood
There's
transfusion."
Lucy Liu's like a random dominatrix in it for some reason. She's
Yeah.
just there. Like,
of course. Hey, fat boy! She gets punched.
Yeah, remember the whole marketing for that film was
punches
like
her in the
Mel
face.
Gibson's the bad guy. He's not good. He's not a good character.
Yeah, it's get ready to root for the bad guy was the
Exactly.
the marketing for it. Yeah.
Oh, there's a director's cut.
I love I love where he's
Yeah.
hitting him with the hammer on the toes.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
And he's like starting to look like ground beef down there. And
Never forget that line where Chris he says, "I'll give you a blood transfusion, keep you alive for a couple more days." Like, damn, dude.
yeah, he will torture you. But I just thought why don't you just tell me that?
Like,
you won't have to find out what your left
shoots
nut
up the
tastes
one
like.
guy's. He shoots up the rich guy's fucking suitcase. He's like, you only want $70,000. He's like, my suits were worth more than that, man.
Yeah.
He's a man on principle, man. He wants his 70 grand. That's it.
Yeah, he's so confused when he finally says it. He's like, "You're out here for 140,000 or whatever," and he's like, "No, 70." And he's like, "What the fuck?" Like he gets even more confused.
Oh yeah, I was thinking the ransom too.
I like ransom. Give me back my son.
Give me back my son.
Or Rene Russo. He's like that was different. That's the way I would do it. Wait, what'd you say?
Yeah,
I'll kill my kid. That's how I would do it.
I mean,
conspiracy theory is the best one.
Oh yeah. That's been a while since I've watched that one. Honestly,
plenty of movies, Nick.
Director's Cut is awful.
They often are.
Yeah.
Well, some could be considered better than others, depending on who you're asking.
Some are good. Some are just like there's a reason that some cuts didn't make it to the fucking theater.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, both of those movies could be talked about for different aspects of masculinity.
Scarface is toxic masculinity. I mean, yeah, in a lot of ways. I think that there's some masculine themes in there. I mean, I think Tony's buddy is probably like the one that's most honorable. But yeah, they're pretty much everybody in there is pieces of shit.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Well, let me see what we're all up to this week. Blue, what else you got going on this week?
Let's see. Wednesday is Man of Steel, which is such a great the fact.
Oh, Lord help us.
Poor Goodwin was like, "I'm defending this goddamn movie, guys, on the ad stream." But I did want to watch the Superman films leading up to the James Gunn film because I'm trying to be hopeful for James Gunn's film.
You can hope in one hand and shit in the other,
exactly,
and see which one fills up first.
4th of July, I figured we should watch. I want to watch The Patriot with Mel Gibson because was it 2 years ago we did Independence Day in America. So Patriot, Mel Gibson, very I think underrated film, but I like The Patriot. It's also 2 hours and 45 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to be discussing The Patriot next week here, so and so that's going to be.
Also, I think Jason Isaac is an awesome bad guy in that film.
100%.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's really good.
Blue, I got a message for you. Hang on.
Look up. I see a white light, so yeah, that's for sure.
Don't go, Irene.
Clear.
Oh my god.
Wait, tomorrow I'm watching a midnight showing for Jurassic Park Rebirth. I'm so excited.
Are you going tomorrow night?
They're actually showing because I was this is the fact that the midnight show.
Cypax has already seen it. I don't know what he's talking about, man. It's all good.
I saw it on Monday.
Yeah. He said you should see it at least 10 times. He was very impressed.
I want to just go for the good one. Since was it Spider-Man 3? Remember they stopped doing midnight showings. I haven't seen a midnight showing like 12 years now. So they're showing a midnight showing for a great movie. I'm looking forward to Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
Well, have fun with that.
Yeah.
I mean, they played it on the it was like the Monday, or they call it Screen on Scene for AMC. Yes. And but everybody knew what it was because it was like I got a message about it and people were like, "Oh, it's going to be Jurassic Park," and I was like, "How the hell do you know that?" And they're like, "It just is." And then I went and I checked out all the local theaters, and it was like sold out everywhere. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it was ours. Regal. We have was it the Regal Mystery Movie Monday? I heard about that, and I was like, they wouldn't show at Jurassic Park. They did. I'm like, oh shit. But
yeah, this is the same one.
It's got Scarlett Johansson and swimming T-Rexes. That's all I want in life.
I mean, there's okay scenes in it. It's just not a very good movie.
Oh, a bad Jurassic World movie? I've never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, what a crazy concept, right?
God
But
damn,
it's
boy.
like it still was just uninteresting, and like the dinosaurs that are in it are not interesting. Like the scenes are not. I don't know. I was like checked out of most of it. I was just bored the whole time.
It's no Velocipaster. Oh,
No, Velocipaster
No,
is definitely the best
Velocipaster is
movie.
way better. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Slifax, what you got going on this week?
So I will be doing a review on Megan 2.0 because that's the only one that I haven't made a review on that I did see last week because I saw 3 movies last week. And this week, I don't know if I'm going to see any movies. I don't know. I got to check what's coming out. I'll probably see some random indie movie. Tomorrow night, I'll be on The Nightcap with DA. And then Thursday, also again for The Nightcap. And on Wednesdays, I do midweek hangings. And I just talk about whatever the news cycle is talking about. Like I'll probably be talking about all the movies that I've seen. So, and that's at usually around 2:30 p.m., 5:30 Eastern time. So
Right there, side. Did you see F1 yet?
I did see F1.
Yes.
F1 was great. I also
Yes.
have a review of that one. Out
Everybody go see F1. It's so good.
It was fucking awesome. Yeah, it was great.
I need to, yeah.
Yeah, check it out.
Good one. What you got going on this week?
Oh, let's see. Tomorrow, around noon, I'll be on Gooch's channel. He's gonna talk about kind of the future of what he's gonna be doing. The shows that are gonna be coming out. Then I'll be on Jacob Ironside's Tuesday evening, talking about the X-Files. Then Wednesday I'll be on Sergeant Giratane's channel where we cover the entirety of the Jurassic World trilogy, which I had to watch back to back to back on Saturday and felt like I'd been concussed. Woo, those are rough. And my wife had only seen the first one, and she was like, "Well, how can I?" I was like, "Oh, hold on."
Yeah.
And we watched the second one, and she was like, "The hell was that?" And I was like, "Oh, here comes Dominion. Get ready." And yeah, it was.
Oh, you watched Jurassic World. You didn't watch the first 3?
No. We watched. It's just the Jurassic World ones that we're covering, and I was like,
God, why? Why would you do that?
Don't you love?
He didn't tell me what we were covering before I agreed, and then I found out. It was like, oh shit, damn it!
But they brought back Sam Neill.
Oh, great, yeah.
The whole trio. You mean?
He was the best dinosaur in that third movie.
Yep.
You're not wrong.
Nick, aren't you playing Warhammer this week?
I am, yeah. So,
Space Marine 2?
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that game was so great.
so I think I'm gonna try and go see F1 tomorrow night.
Do it.
And hopefully get a video out on that. And then Ironheart episodes 4, 5, and 6.
Hell yes, let's go.
Waiting for that.
Iconic motherfucker.
Mother of God.
I know. She's not a fraud. Don't worry about it. And then Wednesday, I will be on ABS channel Trigger Happy at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then, see, I was ironically going to go try and see Jurassic World Rebirth afterward. So I don't know if I'll be able to pop in to Sarge's chat. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do it from my phone while I'm watching the movie. And like,
yeah, we'll get live reports. Yep, just as shit as I thought it was. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I'll have like my AirPods in. I'll have like a hoodie on so no one can tell, and I'll just kind of like have like my screen down, like, you know, dimly lit, just so if I can read the chat. I'll just be like kind of typing in and be like, so this just happened. This just happened. Holy shit, facepalm, you know, like shaking my head. Just
you're gonna be 30 minutes into it, and you're like, oh, finally we're getting to the island, and then something happens, and you're like, holy shit, we still didn't get to the island for another 10 to 15 fucking minutes. I'm telling you, it's like. I went into Polly's chat and he's like, dude, it happens in like 15 minutes. I was like, no, the fuck it doesn't. It takes like 45 minutes to get to where they need to get to, and it's the dumbest thing. Like,
it felt faster when you were high. That's what Polly was probably saying is
yeah, because then Thursday I'll definitely be playing Space Marine 2 because they just dropped the new Siege mode, which is extremely hectic and awesome at the same time.
Yes.
There's a lot of shit happening. I was able to play it just for a little bit. When I had like a moments of reprieve over my kind of chaotic weekend. And it gets tough. I mean, like it is not for
Doesn't
the
fuck
for the
around.
weak. Yeah, there's definitely like a high skill curve. I feel like on that game, or at least on that mode. I was talking with Amateur Analyst about it as well, because he was like, "You want to play?" And I'm like, "I got to dip out, bud, but we'll link up soon for it." So, it definitely tests like your everything you know about that game. It will push you to, because
takes your resolve.
I'm not gonna say I'm the best at that game by any means, but I would consider like myself a pretty good player. That I've played on some of the higher difficulties, and it's like you got to have like immaculate timing in terms of your dodging, your countering, your parrying. Just even positioning is one of those things. Like knowledge, like map knowledge is key. But there's like a strategy, like we're trying to figure out, like you get requisitions every single wave or every single round you complete. And there's like objectives within the rounds that if you complete, you get more. And so you can, buy things like extra ammo, extra med packs, extra grenades, like a relic. So if you drop down, you can kind of res yourself. You can call in like regular soldiers that kind of come out every so often, and then like you can kind of increase them gradually, like for the amount that will assist you. And then you can actually call in additional Space Marines that have a buff that applies to your whole squad. So it'll be like you deal like 15% more headshots than like you have a sniper Space Marine, or like you deal extra melee damage, you take less melee damage, and like the same attributes for ranged attacks and defense, which they'll actually do work. Like they'll actually shoot the enemies, but it's the amount of enemies that flood you. And there's I don't know if anyone else out there has played it, but like there's like higher tiered enemies, like of the Tyranids that are like the Lictors or Raveners, or like the Biovores. So like these are like special units in like the 40k realm. They don't fuck around. They will drop you by themselves. And then there's like 6 of them at the same time, and it's pure chaos. So like there was one time I was literally just dodging the entire time, dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot, dodge, shoot. As a sniper as well, I'm just blasting through like 10 Tyranids at the same time, which is crazy because then I'm also trying to complete a mission here. So it has like there's so much moving on the screen at the same time, which is honestly I think a testament to that game engine, which is awesome to see because you don't really see it that much. But I will definitely be planning to play that Thursday night, and
Sweet.
It's gonna be.
Hey Molly,
great.
what's up?
Yeah, Molly, where the hell have you been? Huh?
Yeah.
She might have been over there on Cannoli watching the Jurassic Park discussion.
I took my shirt off. Did you?
Yeah.
You totally missed that, Molly.
Yeah, you cheating on us again?
Yeah, I took my shirt off. Someone mentioned it. Sherry was like, "Take your shirt off." I was like, "Okay, ma'am," and I did it. And then
you missed it. I don't know
you
what
missed
was
it.
up. Yeah.
I sent Cannoli super chat. He's doing Jurassic Park 1 tonight. That's right.
Yeah, they're discussing the books, I think.
Yeah, there was book versus movie.
Book wins every time, but
hold up. Crichton's books are always
his
like
first book, but
cool ideas, shit characters, plot exists to make sure that thing happens.
I don't know if I have the ability to raid because I'm not monetized.
Not yet.
Yeah, not like that, but EB Mux. Good luck finding
it. Yeah, how does that raid feature work? I'm not too sure.
Yep.
Well, you have to run up a building, and you have to, fight a guy who's repressed homosexuality.
Look, Molly, you weren't here. I totally would have done it, but you weren't here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, shout out to my women.
Oh God,
right?
Yeah. And there was only one.
you know, Vex wasn't here either. I know she was on Conway's stream, so but
we thought Sherry had defeated you in hand-to-hand combat. Could be only one.
Right.
To see Nick shirtless.
Ooh, Highlander.
Molly, I don't know. You're gonna have to make up for it. Putting in my 2 weeks now.
Oh, there we go.
That is insane.
I did that too, and I think I can go to work Saturday.
Panty raid Vex's house. Vex, I don't know if you're still listening, but we discovered a new phrase. I guess we could call it that.
Yeah, the alligator eye.
Yeah. So, long story short, Vex, I hung out with Katie here in Orlando the other night, and obviously I replaced her glass eye with an alligator eye, and so Rossi went over to the Dooley's chat and basically said, I heard that Nick gave you an alligator eye, which is an incredible gift here from Florida. She wasn't representing it though on stream. First stream back did not represent it. Rossi said it was very disrespectful. And so we thought, surely that can't be something in Urban Dictionary.
Oh, I was certain there was something in Urban Dictionary.
Surely it could not be, or it could be.
Oh, it is.
Sure enough, it is.
Shirley.
So, venture at your own risk at what alligator eyes.
Feel free to look that up.
Is. But appreciate the raid.
Molly, I've been naked this entire stream.
I'm too pale.
Yeah, Rick, I kind of figured as much, but keyword is yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm going to cry myself to sleep.
There's tears here. There's Captain America, Pickle Rick, the Eagle.
I totally forgot to put it in my my description. Did I forget to put it in my description? So I do have a Discord channel now. So if anyone wants to make recommendations or suggestions, I should say, for movies, you'd want me to, want us to potentially cover here, by all means.
So many.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah,
so,
I think I made 2 this week, and it wasn't in Discord, but I made them.
Yeah. Let me see here. Where's my Discord link? But yeah, there's a bunch of other things you could throw in there, of course. And I think I've got it somewhere. Hang on, just kidding. But Rossi, didn't you go to bed?
Yeah,
but then Beck showed up. Better.
Okay. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why Katie's not showing it off on the stream. It's
yeah, it's I don't say it's insulting, but I kind of figured. I was like, hey, there's a nice favor, be cool if you sported it on your Monday night stream. But hey, it happens. All right, let me throw this in the description. Hopefully it loads correctly. I guess I could probably
Nick, you better wrap it up. Blue's starting to get to that dental floss blindfold phase. I'm watching him. Yeah, okay. Yep.
Are you okay? Are you okay, Blue?
Fine.
You okay, Blue?
I got plenty more. I'm definitely not going driving after.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you never said you're going to bed? Oh, okay. I thought you did. My bad.
I'm wide awake.
I don't know if that.
Yeah, Blue's waiting for you to finish up so he can go karaoke. He's got some Bee Gees CDs to sing.
Never gonna dance again. Guilty feeling. Oh.
Yes, please help, Katie. You can eat peanut butter.
I bought some more actually after that poor pen.
I would hope so.
Did you get some more pencils?
I got so many pens.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
I thought Good was joking. I watched replay. I'm like, oh shit.
No, I was not. No.
Waylon, so if you want to join the Discord, and anyone else, just to throw, there's like a easy just thing. You start, read the fucking rules, whichever, or don't. Just click the fucking green check mark so you can get access.
Oh, you got rid of that 10-minute Time limit, huh?
Yeah, I didn't know what it was that caused.
Oh, I'm
that.
the special motherfucker that has to sit and wait for 10 minutes. I see
You're
how
the
that shit
guinea
is.
pig. You're my guinea pig. Goodwin. It was like
I've been back since. I mean, if they don't want my business, they can get the hell out of there.
Like, I gotta wait for 10 fucking minutes. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like,
oh, Waylon, that's I think that was accurate. Yep, I heard him say that.
I sucking the nut butter off them pans, blue collar loser.
It was so delicious.
Yippee-ki butter, yeah.
Probably one of them high Hispanics.
Yeah, Molly.
Yeah, I'm in New York, so
Molly, join the Discord, and you'll. But there's a whole gym section there, that
Jesus Christ.
there will be gym workouts, gym selfies. I don't know what else is going to be in there. There's food.
Whatever
in there.
Jim does, we'll have it. Yep.
Yeah. Whatever I do goes in there.
Oh. So you and Jim, I see.
Not
oh my God.
Yeah. You're already lurking.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I had to reset my whole soundboard, so I lost all my soundboards, but this is the best I can do. Hold on. Look at that record scratch here.
Joey Diaz, cocksuckers.
Okay, well, I guess we've lingered on long enough here. I appreciate everyone that has tuned in at some point in time tonight. The likes, comments, everyone in chat. You guys are awesome. Always appreciate you guys so much. And of course, I appreciate the fine gentleman here on this panel that watched this obviously not so great of a movie. But
it's great if you're 12.
I mean, look, it's got good martial arts and stuff like that, but
it would have been great on like USA Network's Kung Fu Saturdays or something like that. I would have ate that up.
I mean, look, next week is the Patriot in honor of our nation's independence here. I might be on Niat's stream Friday. I know he's talking Jaws, I believe, which is by far one of my favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
But
I will not be. So
yeah,
so
I might be out.
open.
I might be out getting wasted. So I might tune in the chat. I don't know what the fuck I might say in the chat. So
what kind of asshole drinks on stream? Jesus Christ!
I can't even imagine.
Yes.
But night, everyone. Night, Molly. Try not to blow things up with fireworks. Yeah.
Have a good one, Molly.
Just frogs.
Don't be responsible, Nick. Don't drink on July 4th.
Nice, Gemma. Nice. But then who knows? I don't know what else to do. If I have any other impromptu streams, or if I join anyone's, we'll see. Maybe a late night stream.
I'll be live. Don't worry.
Yeah. So, I guess go over to Moxie's stream and just I don't know, throw a bunch of biceps in there or something like that. Tank tops. And just say tank top raid, something like that.
Tell them it's a redemptive raid.
It's the redemptive raid. Yes. I appreciate that. So, all right, everyone. Have a good night. Cheers. Sayonara.
Later, children.
Peace out.